Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? I'm going to apologize in advance because my lame ass Yeti microphone is not really working today. So we're using the microphone in the computer. So I apologize for any audio difficulties. Watches on Wood is in the chat. He says, "You got the Spirate. I love that watch. It's the only Omega I'm considering at the moment." It is indeed. I'll make myself big. It is a pretty cool watch. I'm not gonna lie. I am over the I can't even tell you how much I like this watch. And it fits my wrist. It's a 44.25 millimeter watch that fits the wrist. Also, update on the Longines Zulu. Had to return it as there was a scratch on the. Oh shit! Damn. Sorry to hear that. And the honeycomb dial is insane. Yeah, I don't know if I can make this good enough to come out, but the dial on this watch is indeed insane. The honeycomb, it's just such a good watch. It's so comfortable. It's so different. It's so eye-catching. I just freaking love it. I just absolutely freaking love it. It fits perfect. It's a great size. I think I found my new size, 44.25. That seems to be the way to go. It also came, I guess they had ordered the strap in for this guy. It didn't take the watch. But I'm not even sure. I don't even know that this is. Oh, it is an Omega brand strap. I wasn't sure. I don't know if it's. Looks like a fit. But it's the black and gold racing strap with the Omega pin buckle. We may try it on there so at some point. I don't know. It doesn't have a quick release or anything like that, which is annoying. But it is what it is. On the screen, we have breakfast. As always, we start with breakfast. And today's breakfast is, we did a little steak and eggs. I marinated a steak, and I made this marinade. The main component of it was the adobo sauce from some chipotle peppers. Lucius, Johnny says, "Lucius, this watch has shrunk your wrist. It looks great." I know. It doesn't look like a 44.25. I hate to keep making myself big, but it looks like, just like a normal size watch, but it's big. So I've been wearing it tight, and I'm going back and forth whether to put one link back in. You can see the little road rash there, but because it is heavy, and because of the big taper on the bracelet, I have been wearing it a little bit tighter than I normally would. So we'll see how I feel about that going forward. I think I missed the unboxing. What's the details of the purchase? Price, gray, AD. So, yeah, the unboxing was cool. It was I did that over on the original OC channel. We were able to raise, I think it was $1,050 direct to the charity, and then it had to be around $1,200-1,300. I would think total with all the proceeds from the night with the super chats and stuff involved. So thank you anybody who was involved in that. Thank you so much. All that went to the type 1 diabetes research. I believe organization was called Breakthrough T1D was the charity, and everybody was more than gracious and generous. So that was awesome. Obviously, type 1 diabetes is near and dear to my heart. The unboxing was fun. It was good to see Evan G and Diego and Buckley, and I'm trying to think, Dear Artifact. I think if anybody else came on, it's hard. Obviously, OC. Kevin, I think, came on for a while. Mickey unboxed a pretty cool Zenith Daytona that he just picked up. I know there was, at one point, there were like 8 or 9 people on there. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. But it was fun. It was a good unboxing, good charity. This was an AD purchase. So I got this set at an authorized Omega dealer. And yeah, we got a discount, and it was a good deal. It was it's just a beautiful one. I'm just so freaking happy. Johnny O reminding us that breakfast also looks great. Breakfast was delicious. Billy says, what a wonderful week it was. Good morning, everyone. Yeah. We got Logan Hall's grill streams in the chat. Oh, he's got a little logo there around his icon. Cool. I like it. Good morning, Mark. Congrats again on the Speedy. Thank you so much. I am really happy with it. I forgot about this watch. This watch, I guess we looked it up the other day. It came out in like January 23, or at least it was announced. I completely forgot the thing even existed. It was like because you didn't see them in the stores, nobody was talking about them. Mathis says that since no one else has unboxed one, this watch is officially forever to be called the Lucha. And I don't remember really much talk about it, even when it did come out. And I even remember when I first heard about it, I was more interested in the guts of the watch than the watch itself. I was never much of a Speedy guy, Speedmasters were never my speed, if you will. But when we would talk about Speedmasters, I always said that I liked the 57 with the bicompax registers. Wasn't crazy about the 3 register chronographs. Although I love those 57, there was 2 things. They were a tad small at 40 millimeters, and they were manual wind. I said this on the broadcast the other night. We've come up with better technology than to have manual wind watches. Winding a watch, letting a watch die down, picking it up to wear it one day and winding it 50, 60, 70, 100 times, whatever you have to do to get through the day is not my idea of fun. I don't mind winding a watch a little bit, but give a little primer and let it run. Let it go. It's automatic. They should all be automatics at this point. We have improved the technology. So let's go with it. The link is pinned to the top of the chat for anybody who would like to join, of course. But yeah, so the watch itself, amazing. Forgot it existed. Came up with it. It's just a great size for my wrist. I know it's not for everyone, but on my 7.5-inch wrist, it works. You can't help it. Let's head on over to the Instagram page because there's other stuff going on. So today is the 10th. So one of the Easter eggs on this watch is that on the 10th, the number 10 is in the Super Racing Speedmaster font to signify the 10th year of the 10-year anniversary of the original 15 Gauss Aquaterra. And that's also why you have this bumblebee hand, like that was on that hand, on the hand of that watch. And the 10th. Again, any super chats will first and foremost go to a new camera because my camera setup stinks. But what do you know? The shit, she happens, you know? The shit. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, guys. There we go. Having some operational difficulties. But also, Penn State, big winners over Washington, 35-6 in this year's whiteout game. Over 110,000 people crammed into Beaver Stadium, most of them wearing white, except for this little section up here in the bleachers where they put the opposition team fans. But yeah, what a amazing night. Always nice to see them win. They won big. Whiteout game's always huge. Today, also, it's Gotcha Day. 7 years ago today, this happened. I brought Sherman, the blind double dapple dachshund, home. He's so cute. He's still cute. Look at him as a puppy. Oh, what an adorable little dog. He's my buddy. Who's your buddy? Who's your pal? Sherman, the blind double dapple dachshund, is a good boy. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. Let's see if it'll play with the audio because it was kind of funny. This was my internet manager helps me when I, for the unboxing videos, we always do a little thing here.
Mark is going to propose. I saw on his credit card statements a big purchase at the jewelry store. So I'm just so excited. Never mind. Mark!
That was kind of funny. We did enjoy that. And I promised you last week that I had stuff in the fridge getting ready to cook, and I made Lucha's spicy Mongolian beef for dinner last Sunday, which also equally delicious. Billy, small donation to the camp, small donation to the camp. Thank you. You guys are too good. Small donation from Donald Trump to your small camera, small donation from your Donald Trump to your camera. That's hilarious. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that anybody even watches this show, let alone makes a donation. So thank you guys so much. Like I said, anything we get, we'll put towards. We raised a bunch of money for type 1 diabetes research the other night, which was cool. The money we raise here is going to go to upgrading the show so you guys can have a better show to watch. Isn't that really, that's fun, isn't it? Isn't it fun to have a better show to watch? How many upvotes we got? 9 upvotes. People are not upvoting because 2 of those are mine. Oh, either you hate me or you don't feel like upvoting today. I don't know which it is. We are going to get into a little bit of Spirate talk today. Talk about the new watch a little bit. Maybe watch some video clips of it as well. Hopefully George Varghese will join us for football picks. Those are always fun to do. We don't kind of don't plan this stuff ahead of time. Really depends on who jumps on the panel. And the link is, again, pinned at the top for anybody who might want to jump on. No pressure. It's always nice if you're not a person who comes on these shows regularly. It's sometimes easier to start out on a smaller platform show. Keeps the nerves at bay. lets you kind of find your way and your voice, if you will. We encourage everyone to participate, however. Oh, Billy hit the upvote. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we got to have the upvotes. Always important. Gen G found me up. These are kind of aftermarket. Let me share this tab. But I get an aftermarket rubber strap if I want to put this on a rubber strap. Kind of cool looking. There's not a lot of options from Omega on this watch. But yeah, $50 isn't bad. I think, well, at least I don't know if you choose the size. Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll have to check it out. I don't know. I mean, it came with a NATO strap, which I'm not crazy about. It also came with this leather racing strap. Obviously, I love this bracelet. The bracelet on this watch is just, it's really comfortable. It's got tapers from 21 down to about 15 on the back. It's the new Speedy bracelet. It catches the light. It feels good. It just all around a winner. Very, very happy with my new purchase. If you guys can hear my stomach rumbling, I don't know what is going on with that. I apologize. Let's go look up some Omegas. So if you want to find this watch, you need to go to Speedmaster over the two counters. It's the bike compacts. And then scroll down here on the right. I believe there's even a little video for the watch. But some good pictures. Pictures of the box. Yeah, there's a little video here. The movement with the Spirate. Let's start that over. There we go. So yeah, there you have it. The official Omega video for the watch. But the watch itself does have a couple of, like I said, a couple of Easter eggs. The 10, the bumblebee striped second hand on the 9 o'clock register are nods to the original 15,000 Gauss magnetic resistant Aquaterra. Big news is on the movement. So, well, let me make that big. But if you look over here, there's a little adjuster for the Spirate system. You can actually see, let me see. I can't believe it won't let me make this big. Do they have a bigger picture of it? They really don't. All right, well, that's maybe a little bit better picture. All right, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but if you look back here, you see this little piece. So that piece comes off of the silicone hairspring and is somehow or another attached to this piece here. This is an adjustment you can make to the silicone hairspring to loosen or tighten it, depending on which way you need to go. And the reason you may need to go is to maintain the watch's accuracy. This watch is accurate. This watch is They say will not lose a second. So it is accurate from 0 to +2 seconds a day. So superlative chronometers are usually -2 to +2. You got like 5 degrees of accuracy there. A Metas master chronometer Omega is good to 0 to +5 a day. This is good from 0 to +2 a day. Do you really need a watch to be that accurate? I don't know. Is it kind of cool that it can be? Yeah. Is it cool that it's a column wheel chronograph with a vertical clutch and a 2-barrel master chronometer movement? Yes. This is the movement 9920. 9920 tells you a couple things about the movement. So the second digit 9, does anybody know what that means? Anybody out there in the chat have any idea what the second digit 9 means on a Omega movement? Could be an 8900, could be an 89 something, a 9900, 99 something. The second digit 9, it means it's a double barrel movement. And it also has the jump hour hand. So it will not have a quick set date. Double barrel coaxial escapement movement, a double barrel movement in general means that it increases the power reserve a little bit, but it also means that at the high end or when fully wound or almost out moments of the watch, it'll be a cleaner, smoother. You're not going to have the variance in time, is what a double barrel movement gives you. In this case, it also gives you the jump hour hand. So it's a quick set hour hand, for travel. That's also how you set your date, is with that quick set hour hand. So some people like, some people don't. You see that on GMTs a lot, the quick set hour hand. It's what they call a true GMT if it has that. This obviously not a GMT watch, but it has that quick jump hour. So if you were traveling with the watch, it is actually easier because you just need to reset. You don't have to stop your seconds or your minutes, and you can just jump the hour. You can pull it out to the second position, in which case you will have your hacking seconds. It'll completely stop the watch, and you can set the time manually that way as well, or if you need to adjust the minutes or whatever. But most of your time is using that jump hour hand as a convenience. Can you guys hear me? I don't see anything happening in the chat. The chat is slow today. Slow today. We got 13 upvotes. Appreciate those. But yeah, don't forget to hit the upvote button. There's still 14 of you in here. 2 of those upvotes are me. That means 2 of you. Well, 12 people watching now. We're losing viewers as we go. Someone says everyone is awe-inspired. We're just listening. So yeah. So the movement itself this is what I initially remember about the watch release, is the movement, the Spirate technology. The fact that, because you can't normally adjust a silicone hairspray. So this is something different. Here you go, Spirate. Spirate system includes a revolutionary new patent-pending spiral that allows for ultra-fine rate adjustments. Thanks to this one-of-a-kind mechanism, it is possible for Omega to achieve certified precision of 0 to +2 seconds a day, which is pretty slick. Pretty slick, and if I do say so myself. Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. Pattern and color is a salute to anti-magnetism. The honeycomb pattern sandwich style pays tribute to the concept watch that survived 160,000 Gauss, while the black and yellow striped hand on the 9 o'clock subdial is a nod to the Seamaster Aquaterra greater than 15,000 Gauss watch. A yellow glow. It is a very Pittsburgh watch. You know, it's filled with a yellow superluminova, which emits a yellow glow. This color code extends to the Speedmaster and super racing wording on the dial. So yeah, everything has that color. Those don't glow, but they are that color. You got a black ceramic bezel ring with a tachometer scale and yellow ground few enamel circles the honeycomb pattern dial, which features the distinctive racing style minute track. And the minute track on this, Dear Artifact pointed this out as well on the show. The racing minute track on this is not. Some of them are bright colored and can be a little distracting on the watch, whereas this one in kind of the subdued grayish with the white is. Doesn't take away from that, and it doesn't conflict with the tachometer on the bezel either as well. The Tribute 10, which is today, the 10th. The date window at 6 o'clock displays a stylish and regular reminder of the 2013 release of the Seamaster Aquaterra 15,000 Gauss watch. Once every month, a special number 10 appears in Speedmaster logo font. Pretty slick. Like I said before, this is a caliber Omega 9920. With the new Spirate system, it's 60 hours of power reserve. It is self-winding because, hey, we have that technology. We might as well use it. One of the things I've noticed on these chronographs, which is different than many other Omega watches and Swatch Group watches in general, is that this one does run at a true 4 hertz. And it seems like most of the Speedies do, rather than the slower beat rate with the higher power reserve, the 355s and stuff that you find out there. Beautifully contained. The box is cool. It's over there with a hockey helmet on it. Did come with this NATO strap as well. I will never wear it on that NATO strap. I can promise you that. I'm not really a NATO guy, and it kind of has a cautionary tape look to it. So that NATO strap is still stickered. Still has stickers on the hardware. All right, see what else they got here. We got watch details. It's just the stuff we were at before. But here's a better picture of the back. I can show you a little bit about what I was talking about. But you can see over here, see this little kind of hat looking thing that comes off the hairspring, attaches to this wheel and is adjusted with that screw head. And so I believe the movement itself is like a 54 joule movement. Lots of jewels in this movement. Lots of fake gemstones. And you see the 2 barrels and the column wheel with the vertical clutch. What that gives you, the column wheel with the vertical clutch, what it really truly gives you is Smokey. How are you, sir? Always good to see the Mook. Good to see you, Mookie. Mookie's they've been doing the franchise club now lately. And that's where you get to see all of his amazing clips. You get to listen to Curly dissect. And it's a good time. It's all in good fun, but a good time. So The column wheel with the vertical clutch. Let's run it. Let me start it again. See if I can't make myself big and show this to you guys here real quick. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but if you look at the chronograph, the big chronograph hand, it's gonna be blurry. It's gonna won't focus. Well, we'll have to do it a little bit blurry. But see how it just starts running? There's no jump. There's no lag or anything. It just runs. Just like perfect. And it just snaps back. It is an amazing piece of technology that has been used in many other chronographs, but again, I can't tell you how much I like this watch. 44.25. We will get into the measurements here in a second as we go through it, but back to the Omega page. So, technical data. So it is the reference really long because all Omega reference numbers are really long. We will leave that alone. But it's 21 millimeters between the lugs. It does taper down 15 on the back. So it's got very good taper. It's really comfy. 50 millimeters lug to lug, which is a good size. That means you don't need to have a mark size wrist to wear this. You could probably... Yeah, I guess 7.5 inch wrist, around 19 centimeters. I can imagine. I'll do the Tim Mosso. I would recommend this watch for a wrist as small as maybe 16 centimeters. It is 14.9 thick. I'm going to show you the thickness here because it is a little bit of a chunky monkey. Boom. So it's not, I mean, it's got a boxed sapphire crystal on the top and on the bottom, but it's thick. You know, it's not for the faint of wrist, if you will. But it doesn't wear horribly, mainly because of two things. First of all, the bracelet. The taper on the bracelet is amazing. And then the bracelet itself is just thick enough. You know, it's not it's super chintzy or anything like that. And it has total drop. So you don't have big male end lengths coming out, making the watch bigger across your wrist. So you don't have to have a huge wrist to wear it. It helps, but it's not necessary. It is definitely not a necessary thing for you to enjoy this watch. Sorry, stuff coming across. And as always, I do remind you on the bottom, if you got anything for me, if you do want to send me something to my email, I turn off all the alerts when I'm doing the live stream. So just let me know in the chat that you sent me something. But if you want to have your watch featured, or your breakfast featured, or your breakfast and your watch featured, or anything else you want to show me, you can send that to luchabetic@gmail.com. But you got to remind me that it's there. I actually missed. BW sent me an alternative garlic thing last week that I missed until the end, which I have to check out. I'm just about out of that dried fried garlic. Oh, the Filipino garlic thing he sent me. His wife is Filipino. I guess they get that stuff direct from the Philippines, and it was delicious. He sent me some of that fruit too that I used in a couple of the meals. But above and beyond was that garlic stuff was just so good. It made the sea log breakfast even better. Even though today we went with steak and eggs. All right, so back to the watch itself. Excuse me. as we've discussed, the case diameter is 44.25. It's a big Speedy. Somebody told me that new blue is like the 39 millimeter. That's not going to work. Stainless steel cases, 316L steel, scratch resistant sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment on both sides. That is top and bottom, and it is a boxed sapphire crystal. Water resistant to 50 meters or 167 feet or 5 bars, depending on how you like to measure that type of thing. And again, Omega says that when they say 50 meters, it is 50 meters. So you got 155 grams total weight. It is the caliber 9920 self-winding with a 60-hour power reserve. The bracelet, it just says steel fold-over butterfly clasp. That's a shame. In the description, they give you some of the a little bit about the history, the size again, the spirate. Oh, the another thing that's kind of cool on this watch, and I'm going to pull it up on here because I'm not getting good focus on here. We'll use like this one. Okay. Whoop. What the heck happened there? Check out the chronograph hand. Is indeed, it's kind of like a shade. It goes from black, and it starts into the yellow and becomes more yellow towards it when it gets to the tip. It is not a traditional arrow speedy hand either, which is a little bit different. The honeycomb dial, part of what makes that work is it's a sandwich style with a shiny lacquer finish underneath on the plate underneath. So it really, really pops. The subdials are cool. Like I said, the hand, it's just a good watch. Just a good watch. I can't stress that enough. If you were in the market for something like this, it is a good piece. Let's see what they say about ceramic, or if they don't say anything about the ceramic or the sapphire. Looks like they're going to have a thing. We got a super chat. The original OC, thank you so much. $5 super chat. It says, I call for an immediate investigation. It's clear super chats are not being reinvested into the channel, but are funding Mark's luxury lifestyle. Yes. The $131 I got, I put right into champagne. Oh my, but they will, like I said, they definitely will be going in. How was the Iron Maiden concert OC? Have you recovered? How's Bruce's voice? Embezzlement. Yes, embezzlement. How was Bruce's voice? I'm not sure how much I've collected in super chats. I just know that what I've gotten so far was $131 from YouTube. I guess they pay you like once a month. So we'll see what was added to that. Put it into my crooked presidential campaign. But yes, there it is. Now it's going to go over ceramic. Unrivaled expertise in the use of ceramics dating back more than 10 years. Hyperallergenic, scratch resistant, hard wearing, lighter than stainless steel, chemically inert, and non-magnetic. The sapphire crystal. You get into the graded 9 on the Mosh hardness scale of 1 to 10. The resulting sapphire crystals are virtually scratch-proof and very hard, ensuring an unhindered vision at all times. Perfect. Like I said, they offer a lot of NATO straps, obviously, for all of the Omegas. line. But as far as different straps for this, I've already got 3 straps for it, so I don't know that I'm really strap shopping. But there's not a lot of options, and I don't think the mesh. I don't think it works on the mesh. I think it actually looks so much better on this bracelet. Bracelet's really, really nice. These polished center links. It doesn't, it's a very small, but it really, as you're going by, it just catches the light. Really makes a difference on the watch. Bruce was really good. Dave, Adrian, Steve, and Yannick were excellent. Yes, Yannick, who was a replacement for Adrian, I believe. And then when Adrian came back, they just kind of went with 3 guitars instead of 2. Is Nico still on the drums? Nico McBrain. He replaced, what was the original drummer's name? Actually, there were a lot of people in and out of the band early. I'm not even sure that he was the original drummer. But he was the drummer through Number of the Beast. And Peace of Mind, Nico came along. But hopefully it was a good show. Did they play the hits? Did they play Remember Tomorrow? One of my favorite Iron Maiden songs off of, I don't know if that was off of Iron Maiden or Killers. I think it was on Iron Maiden, on the original Iron Maiden album. Great tune. But my favorite Iron Maiden songs, I'll give you my top 5 Iron Maiden songs. First would be Remember Tomorrow. I think that's a great song. It's just an all-around great song. Killers, another song that is amazing. Killers is an amazing song. Those are Paul Di'Anno Iron Maiden songs off the first 2 albums, Iron Maiden and Killers. That would be the title track, Hallowed Be Thy Name, which is in contention for the best metal song of all time, I believe. The Number of the Beast, which I just think is incredible song. And most people would go with the Trooper for their 5th one, but I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to go same album, Peace of Mind, Aces High. George Voorhees, Wasted Years is a great song. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is a great song. There's a lot of great songs. Fear After Dark. They do a lot of good stuff, I have to say. Obviously, I was on the OC channel on Friday night. I did not embezzle channel funds to fund my Iron Maiden tickets because I did not go. Oh, Ace High on Power Slave. That's right. It is. Whoops. Eddie the Mummy. Power Slave's a great song, too. But probably my favorite Iron Maiden song of all time is Remember Tomorrow. It's just good stuff. And Killers really is my second favorite. I remember the first time I heard Killers. So I heard they used to have a metal show on Friday nights on WDV, local album-oriented rock station. And they had Ron Nenny's Metal Shop on Friday nights. And I remember I heard The Ides of March and shit, I can't think of it. I'm looking up. I'm having a brain cramp this morning. But I was just like, whoa, that's great. And picked up the album and was blown away by the song Killers. Let's see. Oh, Rothschild. That's right. No, Rothschild. But yeah, the album itself, I remember hearing it on there and just being like, wow. And then, because I hadn't heard a lot of Iron Maiden at that point. Um, but Killers was the title track was the one that really got me off of that album. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh my goodness, George Voorhees. You're way too generous. Thank you so much. A little something for your next European vacation. Congrats, Lucia, on the Penn State victory versus my Washington Huskies. Can't get them all. Your top 5 Bad Company songs. Ooh. Ooh, Bad Company songs. Do I have to go back to the... let me look up some of these names because there's off the Desolation Angels album was let's see. So obviously Bad Company is a great song. The song Bad Company is just amazing. Let's see what these guys say are their favorite. Silver, Blue, and Gold, Seagull never really did. Burning Sky. Last time I saw them was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And it was sunset when they were opening for Joe Walsh. And it was kind of sunset outdoor at the Star Lake Amphitheater. And they let off with Burning Sky. Great song. Underrated Bad Company song. Ready for Love's also a good one. Yeah, I can't get on that. Rock and Roll Fantasy off Desolation. That's probably my favorite. I actually had that on 45 back in the day. I always loved that song. Shooting Star is the one that gets all the players. Feel Like Making Love's a great song. Bad Company is definitely there. I think it's the best song, even though it's tough. It's tough. They do so many good songs. Roger's such a great singer. Yeah. What do you do? What do you do? Rock and Roll Fantasy, that was a great freaking song. Absolutely great song. Good morning, Orko. Orko says the best song is Bad Company by the band Bad Company. Bad Company is great. It's a great song. I played that one a lot. It's on a few of my playlists. George Voorhees says Rock and Roll Fantasy, Feel Like Making Love, Ready for Love, Bad Company, and Shooting Star are his. Yeah, those are all big songs. I'll tell you a funny story. The girl I dated in college, she told me once she was a big Bad Company fan, and she had made a cassette off of their greatest hits album, which was at the time called 10 from 6. And she was convinced that was the only Bad Company album. She was shocked when I showed her my album collection, which had Desolation Angels. What are the other albums it had? Was the original one called Bad Company? I know Straight Shooter was where rock. The other one came from, but we'll have to see. What do we got?
What's up, Mark? Hey, you know what? We can't get them all. We can't get them all. Get them all. Congratulations. That was an unreal victory, a shutout. It was bad, but
yeah.
Well.
You got a couple field goals.
Yeah, well,
35 to 6, I think.
Yeah, I left when it was like 28-0. So
yeah, it was halftime.
I figured. Yeah, I figured at that point they're not going to do too much. So
probably not going to win that.
Yeah, might as well look forward to a rebuilding season again. So what do you do, right?
You know.
And in honor of Bad Company, like I said, I
Oh,
love
there
Bad
you go.
Company.
You're bad company.
Yeah,
Chief.
yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Definitely Bad Company.
JT
So
Harry says, speaking of bad company.
yes, exactly. Hey, JT, how's things, buddy? So yeah, some. Oh, by the way, I've got my
Hold on.
LF on. Yeah,
Let me see. Look at that. I love
but
that one.
people say, like, there you go. I
It's a
still have.
beautiful
I told you I got another original strap
strap.
that came
Yeah,
with it.
because
So because the other one was
the
bloodied and
incident.
oh yeah, the famous bloodied but unbroken incident. But
That
I
watch
think
is pure
like
class.
yeah, I love this watch, and like I said, it might be time for a little touch up because I've kind of nicked it and dinged it and everything else. So it's the micro rotor
There it is.
from LF.
The Laurent
So
Fay. That is beauty.
those of
That's
you
one
who
of my favorites. Yeah.
don't think LF is worth owning, I think I beg to differ. And by the way, congratulations on your Omega.
Thank you. I am smitten as smitten can be. I really like this
Good
watch.
looking watch. Perfect for your wrist size.
It really is, and it just every time I look at, like I said, I left that place and I thought about that watch the whole way home.
Mm.
You know.
Oh, I forgot to say hi from Curly back here too.
Oh, hi, Carly. With Mookie in earlier. Curly might be asleep.
Hey.
He does those streams so late. He always says he's going to come on. Sometimes he makes it for the end, but it's he does those late night streams, and like he'll stream for 8, 9, 10 hours sometimes. I don't know how he does it. You know, I mean, I've done some long streams, but nothing like that. That's crazy.
So you got to brief me on your purchase of this Omega.
Okay.
So what made you buy this? Why this one? And did you
So
buy that retail? Did you get it through the gray? I saw your Instagram
yeah,
feed, and I was like grateful it wasn't an IWC. So I was like, oh,
you're just like happy it wasn't the
yes,
watch company.
yes.
So here's the thing. I forgot this watch even existed, George. They announced this watch, in January 23. And I was more intrigued when they announced it about the Spirate movement, the system that they added to the movement to adjust it to 0 to +2 day. Then the watch itself. You kind of forgot all about it. Apparently, Teddy Baldessar, these guys were telling me that it was on a Teddy Baldessar video recently too, with somebody. Somebody bought it. I can't remember. Tom Segura. So I'll have to check that out. But I totally kind of forgot the watch existed. I saw it in the case, and I was like, "What is it? Oh, that's that Spirate watch." And I tried it on, and I was like, "Wow, that watch is nice and it fits well. I love the bracelet." I was like, "Huh." So then I kind of forgot about it. It's just so good. It's just such a nice watch.
Did you get a good deal on it?
Yeah, absolutely, I did. Yeah, I got a very good deal. I met 2 really cool watch guys, kind of watch nerd guys that work at this jewelry store, to Sadie, and they had Breitling, Oris, obviously Omega, Norcane. I got to see some Norcanes for the first time. They're not bad.
Yeah.
The Bulova, a few other brands, they had, but I think Tudor, that's that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it was, it was worth the drive. It was a recommendation from someone in the chat here a few weeks back. Somebody I can't remember their name or their screen name. It was a screen name that I kind of remembered from the Archieverse. So I was, but they were like, you should check these guys out, because at the time I was lamenting that it was hard to even find an Omega in Pittsburgh because they closed all the ADs because they're opening that watches of Switzerland. Which one's that, George? Is that the Eisenkeisel?
Oh, that's my Eisenkeisel.
Let's let everybody get a look at that.
I had some functions to go to this last week, so I thought I'd take a few watches out of the old cupboard and start wearing them a little bit. So let me pull it out for you. So there you go. I don't know if everybody's seen this, so it's not.
You've shown it on
here. Yeah,
it's a beauty.
Yeah, I like this one. It's the only I have my other date. I keep these. Here's the platinum with the meteorite with the diamond. Yeah. So still have all this stuff. So
yeah,
it's what it is. And then one last one, which is my favorite AP of all time, and the only AP in my collection is my frosted white gold.
The frosted.
Yeah. So these are part of the permanent collection, shall we say?
Collection.
Okay. So not going anywhere.
Yeah, those are staying.
Those are all staying.
Very cool.
Even the LF that people shite upon. So
I like that.
Right.
I think that's beautiful. Just a beautiful watch.
Well, last week was a disaster for me in the NFL.
Yes.
I will never pick the Chicago Bears again. What a disaster that game was. A total disaster.
Yeah, that was there were some bad games last week.
Oh my God. Well, at least you and I both won on the Chiefs. I believe we both agreed the Chiefs and the Buccaneers with the points. That was good. And there was a couple of other ones that I think we both agreed upon.
Yeah, there was a couple few. Atlanta won. I can't remember if they hit the paint. Johnny O says smart man.
Yeah.
Bears.
Or I fell for that Kool-Aid, Johnny O. I fell for that Kool-Aid. I should have known better. I had a better shot of picking Harris to win after Trump got 278 than the damn Bears winning a football game. That's my luck. 2 consecutive weeks. I had them beating the Commanders, and then I had them beating the Cardinals, and they sent me to money hell.
They sent you. Yep, it happens.
Better to have picked Harris to win. Shit. Yep. Oh well.
What are you gonna do? The Bears.
What can you do?
You got a rookie quarterback. You got a bad coach. You got a defensive-minded.
Actually, you have a bad coach and a worse offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got the recipe for disaster.
Yeah. I don't think Caleb's going to be a bust. It's hard to say if they're it's hard to say superstars. Everybody then they say superstars are going to do this. They're going to revolutionize the game. Very few do.
Coaching matters, Mark. You know that in the NFL. And you look at what's going on in some of these. It's just bad quarterback play. I don't know if you've been watching some of these games.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's been horrible, and it's been horrible coaching plays. Coaching.
You know what it is, George? It's the Patrick Mahomes effect.
I don't know what it is.
Everybody thinks they can get away with the things that he does, and
it's like
he's not getting away with them all this year.
The thing is I was watching that Kansas City Tampa game, and I'm a closet Buccaneer fan, right? Yeah. So basically, the game got tied, and I'm like, go for 2. Yeah. Go for 2. I know that they might kick a field goal and win it, but at least you know where you have what you can prepare for. Yeah.
It was the safe play was to kick the extra point and tie the game.
Yeah.
When you have a chance to put them on the ropes, their offense has not been great this year.
Oh,
so you got a shot, and I agree with you. You need to go for 2 there.
And I've been watching this Carolina Giants game. Why the hell would you send these 2 crappy teams to Europe to represent the NFL?
Oh, is that on now?
Yeah, it is just miserable to watch. I couldn't stop I just couldn't watch any more of it. It's just bad. Yeah, just awful.
Bad
So,
juju. Bad game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Games.
Bears are just so disappointing. I just thought they'd be so much better with UW alum Roman Dunze, and Caleb Williams. I thought they would just be a lot better than what they are. But on the bright news, my Niners get Christian McCaffrey back this week. We'll see how good he is.
See how he's
against the Buccaneers. That should be a good game. So we'll see. But
the Panthers are up 10-0. The Giants stink.
Giants stink. You're right. They're horrible. Horrible.
It's horrible. What did you think of the Thursday night game, the Ravens and Bengals?
I thought the Bengals should have gone for it. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you? I'm like, I don't understand these head coaches. You fought so hard and you're right there. Go for the kill shot. You know? Your defense can't stop anyone. So what do you think is going to happen?
It's true.
Misery. Even though I had Bengals in the points, it was like, damn,
No, I know. I was kind of rooting for the Bengals to. I was kind of torn, really, because if the Bengals win, then the Steelers win puts them up a couple games in the division. If the Bengals lose, it pretty much eliminates them and Cleveland. So then it's just a 2-team race. So I really didn't know how to root. I think Burrow played well, but I thought Lamar Jackson he looks better than his MVP season last year.
Oh yeah. Yep. He does look good. One of the better games I watched last week was the Seahawks Rams game. That was really good. That was really good. Probably the best game of the week, I thought.
Yeah, very well. We've got Rolf C. Antwerp, $2.49 Euro Super Chat. He says, hello, everyone. Have a nice Sunday. Good to see you, Rolf. Thanks for stopping by.
You as well.
We appreciate the Super Chat. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I thought that the overall games there's been a lot of bad games, a lot of bad quarterback play this year. But I think a lot of that is these guys trying to fit things in and trying to make these weird throws, like these off-balance throws. Not everybody can do that, but they see Patrick Mahomes get away with it, and they think they can too.
Right. I don't get it, but it's bad coaching, bad everything, to be honest with you. Just awful coaching. So I'm kind of hoping my Niners will get on a roll maybe and win a few games and see what happens, because I think you're going to have to win, I think, at least 10 games to make the playoffs this year. At least that's what I think, a minimum of 10. And they still have some tough teams left to play, so we'll see.
What do we do here? Why is that doing that to me? Oh, because I'm not on the right screen. I'm on the wrong screen. I want to pull up Roth's chat. He says, all's great here in Europe. Is that your helicopter, Roth? That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But other than that, I thought last week's games, other than the Bears games, was actually pretty good. But won some, lost some, and such is life.
Yeah, it's tough picking these games sometimes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm batting a little bit over 0.58%. So 50%.
There you go.
So that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. We'll take it. Almost 60%. So not too outlandish there.
Yeah. Did you stay up? I mean, you guys are 3 hours behind. Did you stay up and watch the results Tuesday night?
Oh, for a while, and then I'm like, okay, I think this is over pretty much. Once, you know how it is. Once you see like one candidate win like a couple of those swing states, you kind of have an idea of what's going on, and then it's like you do the numbers and you see what he's winning in like Florida by, and you see what's winning in Ohio by, and of course the Iowa poll was a disaster, and and you kind of figured, well, it's going to come down to Pennsylvania.
Well, that was something that surprised me. Not that he won, It surprised me because in 2020 it took them like a week to count the votes.
Yeah, I think that was actually really good that they
And
got that done.
if they got that done, I looked up and I saw they had 80% at some point of the votes
Yeah.
count. And they were showing some of the counties. I was like, he's got a real shot at this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it because it happens once every 4 years. I can give up
So, I think it was Bucks County, correct? That kind of flipped.
yeah.
If I know my
Erie
political shit.
County.
Yeah,
So
Bucks County was major, I thought.
Erie is the third largest city in Pennsylvania. So Erie County flipping was pretty big. But overall, he was up everywhere. Even the places he lost, he was up. So
right,
he made pretty easy victory. And of course, everyone will be like, "But he didn't win the pop." Oh wait, he did win the popular vote.
Yes, yes, yeah. I don't. Like I said, this year I've never been really. I've been politically engaged, but this year I've been a little bit more engaged than usual.
Yeah.
Even my wife has said, normally you support candidates on both sides of the aisle, but she was like, "Oh, you're supporting more on one side than you do the other side," and I'm like, "Well, one side's making a little more sense to me than the other side is at this point." But there was a gentleman, I don't know if you heard of him in Pennsylvania named Scott Pressler.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
So he had a political action committee called Early Vote Act or Early Vote Action or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, And so I was like on his website and I contributed a fair amount to his cause.
Okay.
And it is truly amazing because he's totally a numbers guy, an analytics guy.
Yeah.
And he had an interesting stat about your state. In 2016, there were approximately 1 million more Democrats than Republicans registered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, that went down to about 650,000 more Democrats than Republicans. Okay. In 2024, there was about 330,000 more Democrats than Republicans. However, if you exclude people that haven't voted in the last 8 years, there was a difference of there's like 150,000 vote difference.
Okay.
He himself had registered over 150,000 new Republicans into the party, including over 100,000 Amish and about 50,000 people and about 50,000 people in, I believe, in your Bucks County.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting analytic, and I just got it via email sent to me, and it was totally unbelievable. What they did down there in his ground game with 70 employees, what they did versus the political machine that was the DNC, where they were knocking on all these doors and you heard all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, and he said it doesn't really matter. And he, in his notes to his supporters and donors, he was saying, we're going to win Pennsylvania. And it's not, we'll win it by a decent amount. It'll be close, but we will win. And he was saying that back in October. So he's unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. You look at this guy and he's got long hair. He's openly gay. He's a log cabin Republican, but damn, he's one of the smartest tools in the shed,
Yeah. He's smart and he's a worker. He's a worker bee.
Mm-hmm.
He gets out and does
it. It's an amazing person, to be honest with you.
That is Roth. That is Roth's helicopter. He says,
"Oh wow,
former French Army helicopter. Very cool.
Wow,
it's cool looking. It's badass looking.
It is.
Good for you."
So, anyways, that's about all we got in politics. So let's.
Yeah, that's about
it. It's over.
It was
move on.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
I mean, that was a red wave, and so we'll see what happens in 4 years.
Yep. Personally, I liked, what happened in Florida. The polls closed, and 2 hours later, you had
Boom.
results.
You had your results.
And now you look at Arizona, and it's like finally it was like last
Yeah.
night or something, or early this morning, and I'm like, can you imagine if the presidency went down to Arizona? This is like
It was
ridiculous, and
worse.
this
It
is
was
craziness,
California is worse.
Yes,
They're
I
still
don't get
way
any of
behind.
this. Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows it's going to be a Democratic state, but it takes forever to count.
Well, not necessarily. My parents were saying like there was quite a few counties that
a lot of counties flipped.
Yeah, they got Prop 36 repealed, which is the crime law. They got Gascon out of LA County as the district attorney, and a few other propositions around as well. So there's hope.
There is hope indeed.
There's always hope. There's always hope.
But and then Penn State wins in the White House. Over 110,000 people in that stadium yesterday.
Mark, I'm going to ask for a refund if you continue my super chat. If you continue to mention that game, I'm going to file a complaint with YouTube if you continue to talk about that game. I knew we had zero chance of beating you guys, but I just thought we would score more than 0 points before halftime. We had a little mini watch party at my house last night for the game. And because like I said, I have family members that go to UW, and including my progeny. So so it's just like I said, it was heartbreaking. Last year the national championship game was horrible. And they kind of knew it was going to be a season of rebuild, but I don't think Brennan was the right hire. And so there you go. But the other issue is with University of Washington is academically, they just can't recruit like they normally can because of the academic requirements. I'm not saying Penn State is for dummies or anything like that, Mark. That's not what I'm saying, but we had a coach that was actually fired for saying that. After we lost to like Oregon, the coach went on and said, we have a much higher academic standards than University of Oregon, and we can't recruit the same kids they recruit. And of course, UW is a very woke school, so they immediately fired them.
Got to get rid of that.
Oh God!
I tell you who I think is going to be a problem with the 12-team playoff. So most years they wouldn't be in, but if Alabama gets in, boy, they look good against LSU yesterday.
Oh boy, as having many family members that live and breathe, Tigers, and having family members that actually, live in Baton Rouge. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. They're like devastated, because they hate Alabama.
They
hate Alabama. Yeah,
Alabama looked really good.
Yeah, they remember when like Saban was at LSU.
Yeah.
After he left Michigan State, then he moved to LSU, won a national title, and then he moved on to Alabama, and they never recovered from that.
He went to the Dolphins first. He went to the Miami Dolphins and then to Alabama.
I thought he was at Michigan State, wasn't he? Didn't he go Michigan State then to Alabama?
I thought it was Michigan State. I thought it was Michigan State, LSU, Miami, Alabama.
At some point,
not sure. He was on the Brown staff with Belichick.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Let's see. Let's look him up.
Yeah. I thought he went Michigan State, LSU, then to Bama, but I could be wrong.
Let's see. Coaching career, Kent State. Well, let's go to head coaching stuff here. Looks like Toledo, Michigan State, LSU, Miami Dolphins, Alabama.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, nice. Thanks. I thought he just never made a mark in the NFL, so I guess that's why.
Yeah, he wasn't a very good. Well, Miami wasn't great then. He didn't have a good career there. Let's see if it says what his record was at Miami. Miami Dolphins. We finished 9-7.
Hey, not too bad.
5 and 5 and wait, hold on. 6-10 in 2006. And then he replaced Mike Shula at Alabama.
Yeah, I remember Shula. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mike Shula, isn't he the defensive coordinator for the LA Rams?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Hold on. Let's look him up here. Miami. Mike Shula. Where is he? Just disappeared.
Because I know there's a Shula coaching for the Rams, and he's a defensive coordinator, and I'm assuming it's him.
All right, here we go. Mike Shula, let's see. No, he's on the he's an offensive analyst for South Carolina.
Okay, then which Shula is the offensive coordinator for the Rams? Or the defensive coordinator, not offensive.
Yeah. Chris Shula.
Oh, okay. All right. I knew it was a Shula. I just couldn't remember which one it was.
I don't know. Is he a relative Shula?
Oh, I'm sure.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was teammates with Sean McVay on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from that McVay hired from his Miami of Ohio dates, and also from his Washington Redskins / Commanders days. You know, he's got a huge coaching tree in the NFL.
So Shula replaced Price, who knew how to party.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah. So
Mike, go ahead.
Or Chris Shula, I mean.
Yeah. And then LSU had Les Miles, and he won a national championship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the whole Brian Kelly hire is a disaster, you know, a total disaster.
I didn't understand that hire.
I never understood that hire either. And that was bad. I think if TG01 was here, he'd probably agree with us, you know, because we talked about that.
Won a natty with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But didn't do much after that.
No.
No. But at least he was a Louisiana guy.
I think the worst hire of all time is the USC head coach.
Oh my, yeah.
Because they had Lane Kiffin, you know.
Yep.
They had Lane Kiffin, and they didn't give him a shot, you know, and it was horrible.
No, that was bad. And I just I don't know. It's just not working.
Nope.
Obviously.
Whatever it is, whatever he's selling, nobody's buying.
Nope.
You know? And he's making a ton of money at USC.
Orko says he misses Les Miles. That guy was fun, kept things interesting. Yeah, he was a fun guy.
Yeah. Then they had, who was their other coach before Les Miles? He was at USC, and he moved to, Orgeron.
Yeah, Orgeron. He won the natty with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it was Orgeron.
He was after Les Miles, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And then
Hey,
We got
good morning, Sean.
Good morning, sir. I don't know about fine gentlemen, but
Yes, definite.
we have some fine timepieces. But well, George does.
I don't know about that, but yeah, there's some good college football. I think college football is a little bit more exciting this year
I like
than
college
it used to
football.
be. Me too. I think Oregon is certainly the class.
Yeah,
They're doing well, and as a Huskies fan, I hate to say that, even though I have ties to Oregon as well. I have a certain
yeah.
business that I operate in the state. And,
What do you
and
feel? What are your feelings about Oregon and Washington being in the Big Ten now?
it's just weird. The whole Pac-12, because I went to a Pac-12 school,
Yeah,
Pac-10 at the time, and it's like natural rivals like Arizona, UCLA in basketball was a natural rivalry. Now that's gone. You had like, a lot of good football rivalries that are gone. I don't know. And breaking up Stanford and Cal,
yeah.
to the ACC, is that where they went to?
I
And they've
believe.
literally become irrelevant.
I mean, like when I was in school, Penn State was independent.
Dependent, yeah, I remember those days.
You
Yeah.
know?
So there was like a time. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. Wasn't Florida State at one time an independent?
Miami.
Oh, Miami. That's right. I knew
Yeah,
it was one of those schools. Yeah,
yeah. The big
Miami. Yeah.
independents were like Miami, Penn State,
Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
Syracuse. We're all independent. Yeah,
Yeah.
Syracuse, Pitt, and those schools played in the Big East, but Big East used
Right.
to
Right.
just be basketball,
Yeah.
and they were all independents in football.
But in a way, it's always nice because now, I can only talk about like Arizona or UW, but at least Arizona now will get a chance to play the Jayhawks twice in
Yeah,
Big 12, right? So that's always fun and interesting because Arizona's always been decently relevant in basketball versus football. So,
yeah,
and there was a movement years back at Arizona to shut down the football team because it was so irrelevant.
yeah. There was
And they had,
what's his name, Scotty Miller. He was a Pittsburgh guy.
yeah,
Was
you
their coach
know,
for a long time.
and they had, they produced Teddy Bruschi, they produced Rob Gronkowski,
Hmm?
a few good players, but it hasn't been like, oh, okay, it's not known as a football powerhouse, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely not. Definitely not.
it's a basketball oriented
Yeah.
university. So, but
Arizona State was always more known for football than Arizona.
yeah, yeah, and UW, University of Washington, really not known for much, to be honest with you, basketball or football until recently. Oh well.
For decades, former Arizona State quarterback Mark Malone held the Steelers record for the longest touchdown in Steelers history.
Mm.
He had an 80-yard touchdown in Seattle.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, yeah. But so the team that surprises me that keeps winning is BYU.
They keep winning. That was a little controversial last night, but they did win.
They did win.
Indiana,
Win's a win.
Indiana won as well. Indiana has to play Ohio State, so
Yeah.
see where they fall. But yeah, those two keep winning. Miami lost yesterday.
They did? Who did Miami lose to? I didn't see that.
Georgia Tech.
Oh, that's an awful loss.
Upset. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awful loss.
Yeah. So Oregon beat Maryland. Ohio State shut out Purdue. Georgia lost. Ole Miss beat Georgia.
Yeah, I saw that game. I saw that. That was actually a really good game.
Yeah. So now you have all those SEC teams: Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, all 2 lost teams.
Mm-hmm.
Miami lost to Georgia Tech. Texas beat Florida.
That was a romp.
Yeah, Tennessee beat Mississippi State. Indiana beat Michigan. They're 10-0.
Yeah, I was going to ask you who won the Indiana game.
22-21 BYU over Utah. Notre Dame thumped Florida State. Florida State is 1-9.
Awful season.
Alabama won. Boise State won. Kansas upset Iowa State. Pitt lost to Virginia 24-19. Colorado won. Washington State won. They're ranked 21st. Clemson won.
We don't want to talk about Washington State more.
Missouri won over Oklahoma. And Army, who's ranked 25th, beat North Texas.
Interesting. Is Colorado ranked this year? Are they ranked?
Colorado is 20th going.
Okay. Yeah.
They're 7-2, 5-1 in the Big 12.
It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out at the end. But yeah,
always interesting to see how that was that rolls. We got 20 people watching. Thanks, guys. Let's see where we are on our upvote count. 17. 2 of those are mine. So that means 5 of you have not hit the upvote. For the love of God and all things decent.
So, to make a long story short, I'm waiting for my LA Dodger, authentic hat and World Series stuff. Yeah. So that was actually, for the first time, I really got. I mean, I've always been a Dodger fan, being from Southern Cal, but it's like one of those. It's like you watch and you expect them to choke like they normally do, and
without question, the Dodgers have the best uniform in Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah, very classic, actually.
It's amazing,
pretty classic. Yeah, and I remember as a kid, my father used to take me to Dodger Stadium, where you have like the famous Dodger dogs and sit up there. We used to go back in the 80s when they had, Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes, Bill Russell,
Ron Say,
Steve Yeager, Dusty Baker, Rick Monday, Pedro Guerrero, all these guys, Ken Landreau.
I remember being at Three Rivers Stadium, and we were in the left field, not in the bleachers, just underneath the bleacher, in the section underneath where the general admission seats were. And Rick Monday, we got there early for batting practice, and Rick Monday was hitting balls to the point that we were like, holy shit. Like, we didn't bring balls or anything because we thought, there's no way a ball's coming out here. Well, they were bouncing around those seats so hard, he was slamming that ball.
Right. It's amazing. And he does their color. I think he does their commentary on their radio.
We got Scott Wexland in the chat. Hi, Scott. How are you? He says, Mark, just checking in quickly. Want to say congrats on the Speedy. This one has been on my radar as well, along with the 57 or the first Omega in space. I can't decide. Just bought a Pelago, so it's going to have to wait anyway. Yeah, so my 2 things. I like the bigger watch because I have a bigger wrist, and I prefer the automatic. I really like those Speedy 57s. I tried on a few at different ADs. Evan G had his. He still had his when I met him in Philly. He let me try his on. It's a great watch. The 57 is a great watch, but the bigger watch with the automatic movement makes me happier.
I got a phone call from my Patek AD about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I would be interested in the new releases.
The Cubitus.
Yes, the Cubitus. And I told them I would be. So, and the interesting thing is my LF AD is my Patek AD. So she was like, you've been a supporter of our company, and we want to put you on the top 3 or 5 people for us to get a Cubitus. So I said, okay, put me on the list, because I think it's pretty cool. And I know it gets a lot of. I'm sorry.
Have you?
I haven't tried any of those on, but I'm like, I kind of like the design. I think it's pretty cool the way it looks. It's got the new movement, and you can say,
what's
whatever you like about it.
How's your top 3 go? How do you rank them?
Well, I can't even tell you. I haven't even done a deep dive into it, but I would love to get the two-tone first.
I think that's the best looking one.
That is the best one. Then obviously the green dial, and then the other one. So that was my order. I don't know the numbers on those and whatever, but those are what I would like.
Scott, join the big wrist revolution.
Yeah, I think the Cubitus. I agree with Orko here. I think it looks pretty nice to me. I think it looks pretty good.
I didn't like it at first, and then when OC did excuse me, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
OC did that live stream from the Patek AD in Beverly Hills, and I liked them a lot more when I saw them on a live video.
Right.
If that makes sense. What are we putting on now?
The RM. So I thought I'd just kind of get a reference for the Cubitus. So I figured, I'd like the RM so much that I thought, well, it can't be much difference than the Cubitus. So I like that. So there you go.
Cubitus will, because it's a true square, it's a truer square, will wear a little smaller.
Right. And and I'm a huge fan of RM. So I thought, well, I like the Cubitus, so I like RM, so gotta like the Cubitus.
There you go.
Yeah. But all in all, like I said, I think you're pretty arrogant if you think that you know more about Patek than the Stern family. You know what I'm saying? I think you're pretty damn arrogant because they've been right all along. And keep this in mind for those of us who've owned Pateks back in 2015 when I had bought my Nautilus, they couldn't give this stuff away. They couldn't give it away. And I distinctly remember walking into Shreve & Co., which was my AD. They're no longer there anymore. And I looked there and tried on some Nautiluses, and I tried on the Aquanaut, I tried on the Ellipse and all these other watches. And the guy came back to me and said, why would you want to spend $25,000 on this stainless steel watch when you could spend, $5,000 more and get a, rose gold ellipse, you know what I'm saying? So that was the prevailing attitude back in those days. Who knew, right? So now I hear all these people poo-pooing it, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. But I think the Stern family has a history of success.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're not going to put something out that they don't think will do well for their clients in the future. So I told my AD, I said, you can put me down for all three.
George, I remember getting offered a 25% discount and $500 more for my trade-in watch if I bought the original. I think it was the 50th anniversary, the green. This would have been aluminum, the green bezel sub, because they couldn't give it away.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Mark. And before 2020, I walked into my local podunk, small town jewelry shop, and they had a Hulk that I paid $6,730 for, box and papers. Couldn't give this stuff away.
Yep. It's weird how things shift.
And like I said, I think the Cubitus looks really good. I wouldn't have any problem even getting the platinum one of it. The one that kind of looks like the 5712, I think.
Yeah.
And I'd love that, and I'd wear it. So there you go.
Isn't that all that counts?
And the funny thing is, I think the gray market pricing on all this is, if I'm not mistaken, they're above MSRP. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they start off way above. They've come back to earth a little bit, but it's not going to be an easy watch to get. It's not. Like I said, when I first saw it, I wasn't crazy about it. There's still a couple things that I don't love, but I don't hate it. And
the funny story is I still have my Calatrava 5227 that I bought in 2015, and I sold my Nautilus that I bought in 2015.
Yeah.
How do you like those?
There you go.
Yeah.
John D, good to see you.
Hey, John.
Good morning to you all. Great new watch at Luchmatic Mark. Congrats. Killer movement. Yeah, the movement's killer in this.
And John D's breathing a sigh of relief as well that you didn't get another IWC.
I am, when it really comes down to it, I'm much more of an Omega guy than any other brand. I don't know what it is about it. I think part of it is I love the look of their cases. I love those lyre lugs. It's always been attractive to me, and I love the way that they do their brush and polish. That it just, it accents them enough so that you just get enough pop of shine to make it look like it is something without making it over the top. And in this one, like I said, I put it on and it was just like, wow, I really
I think I saw a yellow gold Speedmaster with the black dial selling for about $25,000.
Nice.
And I thought, damn, that's actually a pretty good deal for a solid gold Speedmaster. I can't remember where it was. I think it was, I can't recall where it was, but I remember, looking at it and I'm like, damn, that's a pretty good value for a nice solid gold watch, right?
Watch.
Yeah.
And Speedy's, so here's the thing. I like this. I like the bicompacts, the dual register chronographs better in general in my life. But one of the things with the Speedy and I was that I was never really a moon landing NASA guy. I appreciated the accomplishment, but like somebody like Dear Artifact really loves everything about the Apollo series and the moon landing. Sure. He's really into that. So those watches speak to him because the moon watch is something that's near and dear to his heart. For me, I'm a car guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm a racing. I like racing. I like cars. I work in the car industry. So as a car guy, the super racing with I like the innovation. So I like things that are like that. So for me, this is the perfect Speedy. You know what I mean?
Well, Omega has a watch for everyone, right?
Yeah. They have too many watches. Even as an Omega fanboy, I'll say they got way too many watches. Roth
they don't make
a great brand indeed. I got this in Uniontown, 521 Taipei. Good to see you, sir.
Do they make any type of a titanium watch, Mark, for Omega? Do they make any of those? Anything in titanium?
I know that one Ultra Deep is titanium. They do a lot of ceramic because they do those dark side, gray side of the moon watches. Let's take a peek. I honestly, I know that they make some titanium watches. I honestly don't remember which ones they are. Let's go to the Seamaster line.
Hey, I wanted to tell you, I was looking at a ceramic Zenith Defy Skyline. It was on European Watch Co. I think it was like sub $7,500 and it sold.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How could I forget that?
Go ahead.
That's the No Time to Die, the last Bond watch.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that. But I have to admit, because the LF is in titanium, and I have the De Bethune are also titanium. They just feel so much better than the Rolexes, and like I said, for me, the problem was I felt like I didn't even have this on the day of the famous incident.
When you had the incident, yes.
Yeah. So,
Captain, good to see you, sir.
Hey, Cap.
Says, hi, gentlemen in chat. You may have mentioned this earlier, but who are you picking in the Jets? Well, we haven't done the picks yet.
Not yet.
All right, an extra rest for this one. Yes. We'll be getting to the picks here in a little bit.
and FYI, the Cardinals burned me twice against the Dolphins and against the Bears.
I remember that was one of the games we disagreed on last week.
Yep.
The Cardinals you never know what you're getting with them, but they are fun to watch.
They are, And I've got the direct ticket, and so I've been watching a few of those games, and it's like I don't know who they're playing this week. Are they playing
The
this week?
Jets.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
go through. Oh, the Jets.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is it at, I think it's at Arizona, right?
At Arizona, I believe.
Yeah. I'll take. Well, we'll get to that. But yeah, this is actually a really nice watch. I like. You know what I like about this watch the most is the mesh bracelet. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Mesh bracelet's nice. It's titanium.
Yeah.
It's a closed case back on this one, but it has the natal lock, so it always goes back to anytime you screw the backpack on, it goes to that direction. So it'll always be in that direction. It was a cool watch. My problem with the watch, not that I mean, obviously I spent more on this, but at $10,000 for a Seamaster, that's my problem.
Yeah, it's a little pricey. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot for a watch that's traditionally in the fives.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or can we go on the European Watch Co. website and we can just do kind of like a state of the watch hobby, you know, just to look at some prices and see if you would buy any of these watches at these current prices. Because there's a couple of them that are approaching like my desired price range, you know, and I've been looking at them, and so I thought I'd get a feel for this, and from people in the chat, see what they thought about this, because I would really like to get into Longa again. As many of you know, I'm a huge Longa fanboy, and so as you know, here's Longa. And I was looking at, they have a couple of the datagraphs, and I think one is a perpetual calendar datagraph, and I thought the price on that was actually pretty not bad.
Not bad. Let's see.
Not bad. If we go down a little further, I thought it was on there in new and incoming, but and the Zeit work is actually that one. Well, let's look at the Zeit work.
Okay.
So this is the rose gold with the white dial, which isn't as desirable as the rose gold with the black dial. But I think at how much are they asking? 55?
5.9.
And what's the year on this?
It
Did they say?
is 2015.
Okay, so it's a little older, but maybe not. It's probably needs a service. So it's probably a pass for me just because of the age. But there's one that was the rose gold with the black dial, and then there is that one right there, the Datagraph Perpetual. So
beautiful watch, blank zero. OC would hate it.
Yeah. The only thing that, if you blow that picture up, can you blow that picture up there just a little bit?
Yeah.
If you look at the circles, right? On the right side, if you look at is that the seconds hand? You can tell there's it's not perfectly circular.
Oh yeah.
Do you see that? It just looks, for Longa, I don't know why they would do that. And
it's just separated from the month, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that right there. It's not Longa.
Yeah, it's weird. Because the top left for the day counter and the bottom, it's a little off looking. I see what you mean.
It's not typical Longa, right? Because Longa's always symmetrical. There's always a purpose behind it.
Yeah.
But damn, that's a great watch for that money.
It's beautiful movement.
Yep. For what year is it?
Hold on. That is a 2021. Yeah.
I believe a new one is roughly in the ballpark of about 130, 125, 130, So it is a pretty fairly priced. You can probably get it quite a bit lower, but that is really, because you get the perpetual calendar and you get the datagraph. And I understand people don't want the perpetual calendar in there, but when you can get two complications from Longa on one watch, it's pretty good value, I think.
So here's your black dial.
Yeah. That looks to me just beautiful. rose gold, black. It's beautiful. You can read the hour, the time. Just the power reserve is legible. Everything about this, screams Zeitwerk. And for those of us who've been to Dresden and went to the Opera House, it's really reminiscent of it. And then the one these two are the ones I was also looking at. But
yeah, I love it. I love the look
this
of
one. Yeah, me too. This looks. You see how this looks quite a bit different than the datograph does, and you can see the symmetrical balances, how the circles are symmetrically balanced, right? And that's what I think. And I don't even know how much this is on the MSRP, because I think this is a piece that you have to apply for, and and then the one on the bottom is really, oh my God, yeah, this is. I've never seen this anywhere, so
that's good looking piece too.
Yeah, but $260,000 some odd dollars, yeah. So you'd probably guess that watch probably retailed well over 350, 360, right?
Yeah, that is it says like new. Do they not have a year on this? 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful watch.
2,000 for 2011. Yeah, they are beautiful. They do a very nice job with the details.
Yeah. It's just like that other datograph I really like, but I just can't look at that, the dial and not see that little, pregnancy on these.
He's seen both those watches at very attractive prices.
Yeah. It just looks like that one circle is slightly pregnant,
Yeah, I see what you mean, and then it draws me to the one on the left side where it's on the top that it's a little bit of
right. But I think datagraphs. I've been looking at datagraphs for so long, and it's like I'm getting sick of this, and my wife is like getting mad at me because all I've been doing is looking at datagraphs, and she said, "Why don't you just buy one damn datograph and just be done with it?" And I'm like, well, I want to make sure it's the one I like, and it's like I keep going back and forth. Platinum, if I'm going to go, I want the platinum. And before I see it online, and then before I could I think about it, it's already sold.
It's amazing how fast they sell. But if you're in the market for one and you find a good deal on one,
I know you got to pull the trigger. It was on FYI for those of you who may know, Rostovsky Jewelers in LA has some really good deals on Longa. So they had a really nice deal on a datograph, and I was just missed it. So you can't get them all, but it was pretty good deal. But Longa prices have fallen so much, and they were talking about all these pre-owned, CPO programs. Longa could sure benefit from a CPO program. Oh my God, you talk about a company that would really benefit from a CPO program. That would be them. That's just a beautiful watch. I had the 1815 at one point. I bought it in the gray for sub $30,000, like in 2020-ish, and I got rid of it because I had too many chronographs. But it's a beautiful watch. Beautiful watch.
It's just, see, we were talking about balance and symmetry. This watch really has that.
Very well balanced. It's a beautiful watch. Beautiful watch.
I always liked those, and I always liked.
I think, like I said, for me, I think it's either the Zeitwerk or the datograph, and within the datograph family, most likely that's the Longa one, right?
I always thought that was just a beautiful watch.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, Longa, I think it's, like I said, it's coming down, and it's getting to prices where it's getting to be silly season now. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting. So we'll see. I just think, like I said, I just keep like holding off, and it's like time to pull the trigger. But we'll see.
It's getting there.
It'll
be there. They're coming. Captain says, I saw that Zeitwerk Phantom Lumen in the metal last week, and it's stunning.
I bet.
Of the Zeitwerks, that's the one, I think.
Easy for you to say, Mark, because it's about yeah, it's a
I mean, I'm
going
strictly aesthetically. I just think that one is amazing looking.
It is.
It's cool. It's just a cool watch. It's cool. Yeah. What's cool about the watch hobby in general is that there's so many different choices and variables and complications
but can you go back to the just for reference, like let's look at the you have the Zenith, and I think it was they had a Zenith ceramic, right?
Yeah.
And it's sold, but it was I think a green version or a blue version of the Defy Skyline, and I think it was sold.
Let's go through the sold watches then.
Or pending sale, maybe. May not be on there. So if you go to new arrivals, it was in the new arrivals part of the thing, and if you go down, you can see it. I think you got to go a little bit further. Pretty sure it was there. I saw it this morning. Interesting.
I don't see it.
That's weird. It was there.
It's not 100%. This. It was ceramic, not this titanium one, right?
No. It was ceramic. It was like a green or a blue color. And I promise I wasn't drinking last night too much,
I don't. Let me go back to Zenith.
That's bizarre. Just
scroll down through the Zenith and see what's here. Here's a Skyline ceramic in black.
Let me see. You think maybe it's David SW? Let me see.
Here's a black ceramic. This is just the straightforward Skyline.
Let me look. I'm going to check. Give me a second here.
Oh, here you go.
Was it there?
In blue, ceramic blue?
There you go. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's beauty.
I think that's a really nice looking watch for that price.
Mm-hmm.
What were they asking? $6,900?
$6,350.
Oh my gosh, you probably could have got that sub 6,000 for sure. What year is it, Mark? Did it say?
21. I had that Defy Skyline. It's a nice watch. I just kind of got tired of them making things that look like other people's watches.
Yeah, but sub 6,000. This is a pretty,
the rotor, that star rotor is cool on these.
Yeah,
it's good looking, and I would think that the pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good value for that kind of money.
There's an Aaron Rodgers for $8,500.
And sinking fast.
This is the one I don't understand. I just was not happy with that.
Yeah, that looks a little off.
That's weird. Just weird. I mean, the revival is weird, but was weird when it was out originally, But this is the one I had right here. It's a great watch, and a lot of people got a lot of compliments on it. But
how much are they asking for that one?
$5,900.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Can we pull up Pull up
Super
Captain's chat. Yeah.
$10 super chat. Thank you so much, Captain. I appreciate it. Great content on a Sunday morning. I'm moving on from my one Patek, the 6006G, and struggling between getting a Patek or a Longines to replace it. I'm thoroughly confused. You need your help.
Yeah. Gosh, Captain is such a, like I said, he's a true watch connoisseur. And I don't know exactly what he owns, but if he doesn't own a Longa, I would love to see him in a Longa, to be honest with you. Especially if he sold a 6006, right? Yeah. I'd go with a Longa. And for him, like a nice Longa 1 or a Zeitwerk would be right up his alley, I think.
So essentially, here, I'm going to pull one of these up. He sold one of these. I don't know if this is like the one that he had or not, but
yeah, I agree with Kyle. Hey, good morning, Kyle. Hey, Captain, hop on the stream, my friend. It's been a bit.
The link is pinned at the top. Let's see. Kyle D says, "Good morning from the home of the best hockey team on earth." And the Bombers won the conference final last night too. Grey Cup, here we come. Let's effing go.
Yeah.
Captain says that's it, and he says he's never owned a
line. Yeah, I think if he was to get a Patek, I wonder what Pateks are you looking at to get if you had to buy a Patek, and what Longa are you looking at? So I think this is actually a really nice watch, but I think if he decides to go down the Longa route, did he say he sold this or is he planning to sell it?
He said he's moving on from it.
Okay, so if he hasn't sold it, I think you could trade this in and get a nice Longa and some money back, I think. To be honest with you, I think you can this day and time, right? Wouldn't you think?
I would think.
Yeah.
I would think that you can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of thinking, let's welcome Captain.
Hey, Captain. Hey, buddy.
Hey, gentlemen.
Morning.
How are you?
How you doing? How you doing,
Great.
Luca?
I'm great, man. How you doing? Oh, we lose audio?
Oh.
That was me. Rookie mistake. Rookie error. I'm not used to these Sunday mornings, Luca. I'm only on my third espresso. George, always an honor and a pleasure. I just wanted to pop in. I love your dynamic, and I do not want to in any way ruin it and or negatively affect it.
Oh, please. Come on. You're one of the OGs of this whole entire watch community. Come on.
I don't know about that. That just means I'm old, George.
No, that means we're all old, my friend.
That is true.
Right?
Stories.
We're all young at heart. That's the way I like to say.
Exactly.
So this is the watch, gentlemen.
That's what you're moving on from.
This is an interesting story. This is difficult. I mean, I've gotten some really low. I bought this watch about three years ago. 3.5 years ago from David SW. I enjoyed it. I wore it at a lot of watch functions and formal. This was my formal dress piece, pretty much. And it's really nice. I mean, the dimensions is 39. I have a larger wrist, and Patek is not easy to find, especially in the price point, let's say 30-ish, 25-ish to even 40, 50-ish.
Okay.
They're not easy to find for larger wrists in the dress category. So if you take out Aquanauts and Nautiluses from the equation, it's you're kind of a bit limited. You can do the annual calendar, and I'm not going to know references off the top of mind, but similar to the one that OC just got, and I think Buckley has the same one.
Yeah.
And that's a nice watch. So you're looking at like annual calendars or like a 5227, J, something like that, or R. But this piece, the offers that I got from I went to David, back to him just to test the waters. I didn't go to European because they kept slashing the price on this on their website. This went from 30 to 28 to 26. I think it even went to 24. And I paid around 24 or 24.5 from David about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And the
Good
offers
deal.
I got, well, George, the offers I got back, and I spoke to some quote unquote insiders who told me their buy price in Hong Kong. So they always look at some Hong Kong sheet where prices of everything are dramatically lower than, you see them on these dealer sites, on these gray sites. And so they're like, oh, I could buy that cash for 17. And then I almost like choke. Yeah. I'm like, 17. I said, I'm better off keeping it because I don't want to take that large of a $7,000,
Right.
hit on something that I feel could be worth what I paid for it. I'm not looking to make, I never look to make money on this. I think you guys feel the same. We're not really in it for that.
Right.
So long story short, it is a nice looking watch, but the dial's a little busy. It's a little love-hate thing, and it's kind of a cult or eclectic following in Patek. A lot of people do not like it because they don't feel it personifies what Patek is about. And I don't know. I was looking for a little more of a pure dress watch. So the face of this watch with the small seconds and the micro rotor, it's got the 240 movement. Again, a great piece, but I'm moving on. So I'm looking at, so that's my Patek story. It's hard to find. And Lange, George, I tend to agree with you, and I respect your advice on that. They are, as you know, they're thicker watches, so they're hefty and they're a little more, the German engineering. There's more gravitas on it. Yeah, I know Luca probably would be all in on Lange as a Steelers fan, right?
Yes.
A real football organization, by the way. They are a professional football organization, as are the 49ers. You guys are very, very lucky, believe me.
What Longas are you looking at?
This basically the standard. I've looked at a lot of them. I mean, I've thought about the 1815 up down, but I think I want a little bit more. When I think of Lange now, and which model, and I'm not going to get this, doesn't really get a lot of attention, is the Richard Langes. Those are really beautiful, but I am looking at the standard, Lange ones, but more so a datograph or not a datograph. I'm sorry, a Zeitwerk or kind of a Lange one.
Yeah,
those are the two.
So the Lange one is when I think of dress watches, that was always one that pops into my mind. It just there's just something about the look of that watch that is very appealing. But 17 for this seems cheap.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Have you looked at a plain old 1815?
I've thought about it. It's clean. Is it enough? That's the question. It's very clean. And I'm thinking if I'm going to do that, then, just go 5227. Maybe there's some Pateks that I'm kind of drilling down into now that I didn't even know were in the catalog, that are pretty clean, like 38, 39 millimeter, just three-handers. Also that could be, a nice alternative. It is a beautiful watch. This is really
and the reason why I'm saying is I own this particular watch, the same configuration that Lucha has, the 1815, the rose gold with the white dial. And I also still own the 5227G with the opaline dial. And so I think, if you do a trade, I think if you trade in your Patek for any of these, I think you'll do pretty well. I think you'll come out ahead, to be honest with you.
I think that's first off, there's no way 17's happening because I think that's a $26,000+ watch that I have. So I'm not, I was born at night, but not last night.
Right.
So I can hold on. It's not one of those situations. Maybe people have fire sales, and that's why we're seeing, the Lange market going down. The Royal Oak market. I was looking at some Philips results yesterday. in the Hong Kong auction, and I saw a lot of Royal Oaks at the lower estimates, selling at the low estimate. So I don't know where that's going to end, but yeah, I think a trade is better. So let me just tell you guys, I have a local watchmaker, that I've done some work with, and he serviced some watches for me. That's beautiful, by the way. Is that yours?
No.
Mine's it's a discontinued white dial version, the opaline.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, the white opaline, which is also really nice. Yeah. And so I went to these guys, and they don't advertise, they don't have a website, they have their own kind of private clientele. And a few weeks ago, they said they will try to sell it, basically a consignment, which I know is a bad word. It's a dirty little word. But these guys, I trust. They're not, keeping my watch or anything like that. They've been in business for decades, and they're going to try. But when, my patience, is running a little thin on that, because if you're just having a watch sit there on consignment, it makes me even more concerned. And maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm more like, well, what's happening, guys? Either you have a buyer on the hook or you don't. So the trade, George, to your point, might make sense. But this watch, this 5227G is so clean. And to me, this is kind of what I'm looking for with, Dauphine hands and just the clean look and the case, of the Patek. Now, Luca, you have an 1815?
No.
I'm all confused.
No, I think he meant what I had on the screen.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of where we are. I mean, now, George, is this true? Like, have you been selling off parts of your collection? Someone made a comment somewhere about that, and I was unaware.
I've actually sold a few back about a year ago, just kind of downsizing from what I own. So I just kept what I normally wear. If I'm not wearing a watch, my general rule of thumb is like, if I'm not wearing a particular watch at least once every couple of months, it's time for it to go.
Okay. Yeah. So
I dwindled down quite a bit, but in general, like, there's a few pieces that I've never sold, and they'll never be leaving the collection. So, but around the periphery, like everybody, you consolidate, you move on, right?
Right. 100%. Yeah. And I knew that you had spoken to us. I think you came on one of JJ's shows. So yeah, there's no news there. I was just, in this market, you're frazzled. So it's like, oh my God, if George V gets out of watch collecting, I'm in big trouble. I said, I don't know what I'm doing in it. If he's not in it, I'm done. Like.
In fact, I'm jumping into the Cubitus bandwagon. So there
good.
You go.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to say that the Cubitus is the greatest design since the Royal Oak or Nautilus, but I'm also, I tend to agree. I don't know if you guys have seen the back and forth, with SE and folks on Colony, and and not just, let's broaden that scope to, YouTube, right? And then you have the Bark and Jacks weighing in. The Watch Eric, gray market dealers weighing in, and everyone hating this watch with such vitriol. And is it a perfect watch? No, I don't know if there is a perfect watch, but it's not. I don't think it's as bad as, what's wrong with modifying a design. Everyone calls things lazy. I get it. And I love Rolex. I'm a Rolex fanboy, but you change a bezel color and you create the Bruce Wayne, and the world goes absolutely bonkers about it, right?
Right.
I mean, the bezel. What do they do? The Batman, they do blue and black, and then they do gray and black, and everyone goes nuts, and it's revolutionary, and it's insane, And so if you have a winner, you don't really deviate. Look what happened with the Code. When that came out, it was Dan Wellington. It was, department store, $1,000. What do they call those?
Fashion watches.
Fashion. Thank you, George. Fashion watches. And I looked at the Cube. It's a little big. you know, and it could be their Royal Oak offshore thing. You know, they wanted maybe a bigger model, and then they could slim it down in Gen 2 and Gen 3. And let's not forget with Vacheron, it took till Gen 3 for the overseas to get, you know, super hot, you know, to get to where everyone loved it. So I'm not about to bash it, but like this, you know, this fake outrage is what I call it, like where everyone has to be.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then Terry Stern, I guess, stuck his foot in his mouth a little bit there,
Right.
with his comments. But he's basically saying, right, that all of the haters, and he's partially right. I mean, Adrian at Bark and Jack does not own a Patek. I don't think he's a Patek guy. I could be wrong, but he's more of a explorer and let's, you know, climb mountains and stuff and you know, do kind of adventurous stuff. So he will never own a Patek. Like most of the haters will never own a Patek, and they never will. Well, in some cases, that's true. They're just not Patek. They just don't want to buy one. So anyway, I'm not going to die on that hill either. You know.
No. I think what it boils down to, Captain, is you know and I know the arrogance of people that they think they know better than what the Stern family knows about Patek, right?
Yep.
I'm almost 100% certain they've spent a lot of time and money and research on what the market conditions are for this watch before they released it. I don't think this was just an idea that, oh, let's just take our Nautilus line and make it into a square shape and put a new movement in and let's try to sell as many as we can. I don't think they need to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
I do.
I think they're there for the long haul. The company's been around forever. And you know and I know back, you know, just 10 to 15 years ago, they couldn't give away the Nautiluses. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So everything
and now
change.
True. And talk about not giving these away. These are trading at the 40,000 model or thereabout, the regular Cubitus with the green. That's still at 120. So yeah, it's coming down. Maybe I don't know where it settles, but talk about a 2x or a 3x premium. This is not a code 1159, which are at discounts, major discounts.
No, and it's not even the Star Wheel. The Star Wheel is now at MSRP in the gray or below. Obviously, if they're selling it at MSRP in the gray, they're buying it below mark MSRP, correct? So
yes,
there you go. You know. So,
but what do you think of the?
Go ahead.
What do you think of? So the one knock that I've heard from a lot of folks that, you know, I do respect, that aren't kind of knee-jerk reaction of it's, you know, the worst release ever, with a round movement, that they didn't square off the movement. I think that bothered a lot of, I don't know if they're purists, whatever you want to call them, like very, you know, watch aficionados, that, you know, I think that might be a little bit of a fair, that it might be a fair criticism that, you know, but it would basically eliminate that issue, but then it wouldn't stop the negativity.
Right.
And then you also look at what does that add to the price?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this is of the three I requested, this is number one on my list with my 80. So I think this is beautiful. I think in my eyes, this is well done.
See, I like this one because I love the offset color on those kind of wings, especially the 9 o'clock side. I think it makes it look not as drastic. Which if I had a criticism of the watch, it's just that especially that 9 o'clock side is pretty pronounced looking. It's pretty long, so it doesn't look. It visually doesn't look as long with that, you know, white gold. I'm assuming that's white gold. Is that white golden or is that stainless? I'm not even sure.
I think it's stainless steel two-tone.
Yeah, stainless and rose
gold.
Yeah, the stainless section in that wing makes it look not quite as big, if you will.
I agree with you.
Go ahead.
Just with the wing, because I've been chomping at the bit. When this first came out, right, and there was this shock. I was in the same place, but you know, after a few days, I kind of, you know, reflected on it. I said, let me reserve judgment, because, you know, at first you're just struck by a new design, right? And you're like, you're not quite sure what you're looking at, right? Is it a Bulgari Octo Finissimo? Is it a Nautilus? Is it a Cartier? That wing, Luca, I totally agree with you. And I'm thinking, I was like, they have the same hinge wing, whatever you want to call that, as the Nautilus. And as George said, we're not design guys. I'm not a design expert and whatnot. They've had to think about that. But if they just chop that off, again, another criticism of it has the same kind of symmetry or wing that the Nautilus has would go away.
Yeah. Even if it's just a hair smaller, it's pronounced looking on every time I've seen it. It's kind of long, kind of wide, and with the stainless center in the two-tone one, it doesn't look nearly as drastic as it does, especially on the green. But this is the one that I like the best as well.
Yeah. The only thing that I would like to change on this watch, and it's just a minor change, but I call it the porthole. On the left side, the screw is stainless steel. Do you see that? I would like to have them put a rose gold screw in that.
You like a gold screw?
Yeah. I just think I don't know why I feel that way. I have no idea why I feel that way, but I just think a rose gold screw right there, and I think it would be, for me, I think that's a little bit of an attention to detail.
Yeah,
that they may have missed on that. Just a little miss right
there.
There
it is. Now I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it now.
I see it now.
Yeah, it's just I wish they would have put a rose gold screw on that.
Yeah,
and I would have been good with it.
See, I would be,
I'm still good with it, but
the talk has been, the broad oversight of, why did we do it? I would love to hear the designers talk about why we did that, a stainless screw instead of a gold. You know what I mean? I would love to hear that kind of talk.
Yeah. And let's be honest. It's not that Patek hasn't had success with square watches, right? They've had the ellipse, they've had the gondolo. This is just a natural evolution for them that people seem to forget. This isn't like, oh my God, this came out of left field or something like that.
Right.
This is really a continuation in that lineage to me. And I think I personally like this. I think this is a beautiful watch, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I'll buy one, and I could care less where the MSRP or the gray market pricing is on this. I would definitely pull the trigger. So
Watches on Wood said, isn't there an issue with gold meeting steel, i.e. the steel threaded hole would strip the threads on a gold screw?
Yeah, that I don't know. Maybe that is a reason. But,
Thomas Burnett in the chat. Always good to see Thomas. He says, Lucha doing Cubitus talk. Sacrilege. Thomas, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how we got onto. It's probably my fault for bringing up Patek.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got onto Cubitus.
That's all right.
It's always fun though. It's the gift that keeps on giving, huh?
It is, yeah, truly. I don't really have a problem with the round movement. It doesn't bother me.
Me neither.
My thing is, what would it cost to make? You know what I mean? Like your R&D, where are you going there? It's already an expensive watch for a three-hander. So what happens if you make a new movement for it?
Yeah,
cost goes up.
Way up.
Not only that. I mean, again, the Rolex example, Submariner, my 16610. I think that run was about 20 years. I mean, and they've used the same movement in so many watches, for decades. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they probably didn't want to go. Why go down that road? You're looking at the face. Okay, you look at the underside. It's still pretty.
Yeah. If you look at Rolex and you look at an Explorer 2, a Submariner, a Sea Dweller, a Deep Sea, a GMT Master, it's all the same dial, basically.
And a very similar case.
Yeah, it's all
Exactly. And everyone rips. What are they supposed to do? Like
right.
all the design experts, what would they come up with that everyone would rip apart? If they deviated too much, it could be a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah. You just don't know. Thomas Burnett, I just watched the beginning of the stream. Lucha, big congratulations on the new Speedmaster, my friend. Thank you.
I just
see
want to
this,
show you
Lucha.
guys something. This is the Rob report from this month. Okay,
Okay.
from
Beautiful.
November. Okay, the first page when you open it is what?
Hold on, let me make you big here.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Here's the Rob report for this month, and then you
Mhm.
open it up, and then
There it is.
Here's your Patek, and then it's a full frontal ad for sorry, I'm not being able to see, but it's the Cubitus, So, like I said, and this is their watches and jewelry edition. So this is actually a really nice magazine to get and read if you guys don't subscribe to Rob Report, which is, for me, it's just a nice read, but obviously they're spending money on advertising. They're spending money to promote the Cubitus. So I think, like I said, I think it's a nice watch. I think they're using it for a younger demographic because if you've noticed, all of their advertising is geared to the younger group versus, like, say, the Calatrava, where you had a father and a son,
Right.
with their catchphrase.
Pass it on.
Exactly. You don't own a Patek. You just hold it for the next generation. So they're trying to switch, trying to get a younger core group, like maybe like AP, So I think the Stern family knows what they're doing, and I think anybody who thinks that they're stupid and dumb should maybe revisit their own arrogance.
Yeah,
So,
I can definitely see that.
yeah. And from what I understand from my own AD and their conversation is they have a huge wait list for this.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be easy to get.
No, they're definitely doing their own research on who's getting one of these.
Yeah. But
And good for them.
exactly.
Yeah. But getting back to Captain's point of view, Captain, if I was in your shoes and you had that watch, I think, a Longa one is probably right up your alley, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think you can get a great deal on those. And I think if you trade your Patek in, I think you'll be surprised at what kind of a deal you could really get. Because as you know, the Longa market is not going anywhere. So, and since you don't own a Longa, the Zeitwerk, you can really get a good deal on those. And if you like the Datagraph, I think Datagraphs are really good dress watches as well. I think you can get a lot of bang for your buck with the Datagraph.
Yeah, they're beautiful. When you look at Longa's entire line, I don't know if they make a bad watch. Like they may have the most solid out of all of the horology brand. Yeah, top to bottom, it's kind of they have their winners and they don't deviate.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Lucha, but I think Longa had a square watch as well, the Cabaret, if I'm not mistaken. If you remember that.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, they had a square watch. Go ahead. Yeah,
current
I think
lineup.
It was called, no, it was in their older lineup. It was called the Cabaret, I think, and I could be mistaken, but it's a square watch, and it kind of looked like a JLC Reverso. But it was also very symmetrical, very balanced as well. I thought they don't make them anymore, but if you could look it up, Lucha, I think you'll see it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. See that? Now that's a Longa watch right there.
Yeah.
And I know Laurent Ferrier had one as well back in the day. A lot of these companies have experimented with these squarish, rectangular type watches, and this is Longa's version of it. And when I was in Dresden, I remember seeing this in their museum, and it's a pretty interesting piece actually. And I just don't see it a lot on the market. Do you? I haven't seen one in a while.
I didn't even know they made this.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen this either. But if you go back into archives, you'll see AP has made rectangular pieces as well.
Yeah.
You know, there was some other Pateks too that were squarish or rectangular. Back in the archives too. This is a thick boy.
Yeah.
With the square movement.
Yeah.
See, Lange doesn't cut corners. Don't you?
And they charge a huge price too.
Yes.
But I think like I said, the Lange one is a really nice watch. You know, comparison to the to the Calatrava you had, and I think it's I don't know, Cap. It's such a difficult decision, but I think you're on the right road with Lange, and I would probably stick with Lange as your go-to.
13 grand for this watch in platinum. Jeez.
See that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a good deal. Would you rather have this, or would you rather have a JLC Reverso? I'd rather have this every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting platinum.
Yeah.
It's it's interesting. It's certainly unique. This is a watch that you're not going to see compared to Reversos that are so much, much more common. I love the Reverso as well. And Cartier Square, the tanks and tanks and today, Americain, Tank Louis. There's so many tanks, and other square watches that Cartier comes out with. The Santos Dumont. Damn, do they make? No, they make a lot of round watches too. But this thing is unique. 13,000. Holy moly!
Well, that's an estimated price. I guess this is going on auction at Christie's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just read that. Anticipated delivery between 11/13, 11/18. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Hey, George, let me throw another monkey wrench into this whole discussion.
Okay.
Do you just throw out, forget about Lange, forget about Patek, just grab a Journe and be done with it?
I was thinking about that. That is so funny. I guess you and I known each other for so long, because I was just thinking that. I was going to say that too, and it was just at the tip of my tongue. I'm like, why doesn't Cap just look at a Journe and be done with it? And, that is so funny. I promise you, I was thinking that. I swear to you, I was thinking that.
I believe you. I believe you. It's in the back of my brain.
Yeah,
it's in the back of my brain.
I know you said that. I remember on multiple streams where you talked about it, and I'm like, why doesn't he just get a damn Journe and be done with it? Because the prices of what?
Well, because I got to tell you, their auctions have done. I know you saw the one. I'm assuming yesterday, the first, I guess, Journe that he ever made. The handmade one that went for what, $7 million.
I saw that. I saw the opening bid was at $5 million.
$5 million.
They were stunned. I remember watching that. Because they had what was the estimate? Like 2 to 5 or something like that. 3, right? Yeah. And it opened at $5 million, and I was like, whoa. And you could see. You could see the face of what's his name? Oh gosh, who was the auctioneer? The guy.
I can't think. I know.
Oral Box. Yeah, you could see his face. Like, oh my god.
By the way, what a company he built.
Oh yeah. $7 million. Was that the final hammer price?
Was it like 7.2 or something like that?
Jeez. So with all the fees and everything else, what do you think that came up to? It's a 20% fees, 25% buyer's premium.
Let me go to because usually when they do on Phillips on my phone, let me check it. Because usually they'll add that in, but it might take a day or so. So when they do the auctions, they they're like, oh, here's your price, and then when they show the lots that were sold, let me see if I can find it.
That's an expensive watch. Hey, I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm logging in here. Yeah. So what that told me is, Journe, as we know, he's here to stay, right? That's
right.
That pretty much solidifies, Journe, in my view. If they weren't already.
Are you just looking at a Chronomètre Souverain, or are you looking for like a
I don't want to go. You know, the octaloons are in what, the 80s or so.
Oh yeah. I think Chronomet Souverons, I think, are really nice watches. I've owned one. And I think the pricing that you're seeing now is pretty damn fair. You know, it seems like there might be like 2.5 or so above MSRP. Used to be like 4 times
Mhm.
MSRP. So I think those are some good deals. I know Chase at Nashville has a couple of them. I don't know exactly which ones they are, but I know he has a couple. I know European Watch Co has some. I think David SW has some. So I think like I've always said, like, I think for you, I would probably go down the road of a Journe and just be done. Because
Yeah,
you'll still, once you get the Longa, you'll still have that in the back of your mind, Captain. You know what I'm saying?
I
You'll
know.
still have that at the back of your mind. So you might as well do it now when the prices have come down. At least, you know, we don't know what the future pricing of these watches will be. But like you said, we know that FP Journe's not going anywhere, and there's still a huge wait list for his watches. So I doubt that these watches will ever see MSRP in the gray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Yeah.
he makes so few many. I mean, that's the beauty of, you know, when you go to Lange, I think they're between, what are they, 9,000 or much lower, 5 to 9,000 watches per year, and then Journe is under 1,000, and then you get to the level that you're at with the Debitunes and you know, Grubels and the you know, MB&Fs, where you're getting into the hundreds.
Right. And like I said, I think like with Journe, you never know, right? I mean, like I said, it's like one of those companies that they keep saying, "Oh, when he dies, it's going to end with him." And I'm like, I don't think you can appreciate that. And like Kevin O'Leary has said multiple times, it's like kind of buying a Picasso when Picasso is still alive, right?
Yep.
So
exactly.
And I think long term, I think everything is long term. You know, it's like you buy a house, you can't flip it tomorrow to try to make money, but over time, these kind of rare and exclusive watches, I think, you know, I'm not a quote unquote investor in watches, but obviously I'm not, because I have an LF that I probably lose about 20,000 if I ever decide to sell, but I'm not selling. But I think over time, these kind of watches will be at least, you know, above MSRP by the time you're ready to sell. You know what I'm saying, Captain? So I think get your Journe, just be done with it, wear it, enjoy it, and
just
move
do
on.
it.
Just do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I'll just wear the Speedies. I'll sell everything and just you know, wear a Speedy. Hey, Breguet, I'm looking at one. So I couldn't find that price. I don't know what's going on with this auction thing. I can't find the past results right now, but I did stumble on a Breguet Traditional Tourbillon that went for like 48,000 Swiss franc. Beautiful watch, but 36 millimeters. So too small.
Too small.
And I love that. I love Vacheron too, but I own 2 of them, and I just don't want to triple up on those. So it's decided. Journe it is, huh?
Journe it is. Yep. There you go. See, a little push. Patek Philippe, good to see 10. $5 Canadian says class panel. Have a great weekend. You too, sir.
Hey,
good morning, Tan.
Tan could hop on. Hop on,
yeah.
Tan.
Hop on, Tan. We're gonna start the car. We're gonna start the car discussion of the Lucha live stream next.
I did just buy a car watch.
So you got it. So what's that one? Tell me a little bit about one, Lucha. You probably spoke about it, but it's the register racing.
This is the Super Racing.
Super Racing. Okay.
So what's cool about this watch is a couple things. It has the new Spirate system in it.
Okay.
So it has an adjustable hairspring that is good. It's rated to 0 to +2 seconds a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has, it's easier if I show you here. Let me go to my Instagram here real quick.
So that's on top of, so Metas I think is 0 to +5. So
Correct.
Spirate gets you to 0 +2.
Yeah.
I think I had this conversation with my brother, who's an Omega Speedmaster, fanboy extraordinaire. That's all he talks about is Speedy.
He loves the Speedies.
I was like, can we, I need to talk about something else. I can't just obsess over every Speedy that comes out. He, when the first Omega in space came out, he was talking about it for weeks, and I think he's disappointed that the Cubitus came out because it's going more towards the back page. But yeah, so the 0 +5 is 0 +2. Okay.
The Spirate is a off the hairspring, off the silicone hairspring. There's a piece that's added to it, and then there is an adjustment screw, so that it can be adjusted at any boutique.
Okay.
So they can, if you thought that the watch was losing or gaining time, it can be adjusted instantly in a boutique, and it has 2 Easter eggs, which are throwbacks to the 2013 15,000 Gauss Aquaterra, the first watch that they came out with. It had the Metas with the anti-magnetism.
Wow.
So this at the 9 o'clock register, the second hand has the bumblebee stripe like that Milgauss, like that Aquaterra had.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 10th, so today, on the 10th, because it was 10 years from when they released this watch, the number 10 is in the Speedmaster font.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's a little cool Easter egg. It's got that honeycomb dial. It's different. It's big. It's 44.25. Just a
good looking watch.
Very, very, very Lucho watch.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm feeling you on this. I'm on what a Lucha watch is. Now I'm getting a little perspective. The big, the bold,
big, bold Steeler colors.
Steelers, yes, Steel Country, baby. I mean,
and in Lucha's case, it's big, bald, and beautiful, right?
It's funny. I said on the
send Mike Tomlin fast. We need as a long-suffering Jet, end the misery. We need Mike. We need.
I said,
hey, Captain, now that you're on the stream, we can do our fantasy football picks.
Yes.
Let's go, Lucha. I got some errands to go.
All right.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna let you guys run through them because
hey, you come. You're the guest on the stream, so come on, let's pick some games. Come on, hang tight.
All right, I'll do my best.
Let's go. All right.
So of course, on top of mine, the Steelers and Commanders, Washington 2-point favorites at home.
Cap, you go first.
All right, so this is just bear in mind, I don't watch a lot of NFL these days because my team sucks. So I do play fantasy, and I've won a few years, but that's different. I'll go Steelers. Got to go with Steelers. Steel Country.
Me too. I agree. Steelers.
I like the Steelers, but yeah, 2's not a big line. You've got the Patriots at the Bears. The Bears are 6-point favorites. Ooh. I mean, neither team's having a good year, but wow.
All right, with absolutely no analysis, so please disregard. I think Caleb Williams is on my fantasy team, and no, I cut him. I dumped him.
Smart man.
I cut him.
Smart man.
I dumped him. Yeah. I picked up, believe it or not, Herbert and Rodgers, who I didn't draft. I got both of those. I picked both of those players. It's insane.
Crazy.
It's a work league. They don't know what they're doing. So I'm gonna go with the. Damn, I'm not a Patriots fan. My nephews are Patriots fans and my brother-in-law, but they've won enough. Let's go Bears.
There you go.
I've gotten burned so many times the last 2 weeks picking the Bears, but 6 points I can't pass up, so I'll take the Patriots.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take I don't know who wins the game, but 6 seems like a big line for these two teams. I'm going to take the Patriots.
Yep.
You've got the Bills at the Colts. The Bills are 4.5-point favorites. I couldn't even tell you who's playing quarterback for the Colts.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Colts, Josh Allen. I'm sorry, Bills.
Yeah, Bills. Yeah.
Same. Bills.
And
I'm surprised they're only getting 4.5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you got the Broncos at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 7.5-point favorites.
Mm.
The
Broncos at Chiefs.
Yeah, who destroyed the Broncos last week? Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Just killed them.
They have no quarterback. Who's their quarterback these days?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Oh, Bo Nix. Okay,
Yeah.
he's new. See, I won't know him. I'm going Mahomes and the Chiefs. Given the
I don't know.
point.
They haven't been covering the points
They
recently,
haven't been
have they, Mark?
No.
Yeah.
But the
I'm going to
Broncos
say, go ahead.
crushed.
I'm going to take. I hate betting against the Chiefs, but the point spread is too much. I'll take the Broncos and the points, even though I think they're going to get creamed. But
I think I'm going to take the Chiefs this time because the Broncos looked bad. Then you got the Falcons at the Saints. The Falcons are 3.5-point dogs, or 3.5-point favorites on the road. So the Saints are getting 3.5.
Man, this is a complete guess. I'm going to go Kirk Cousins. I usually go quarterbacks here. I'm going to go Falcons.
Same, Falcons and the points. The Saints don't have a quarterback.
I said all year that the Falcons are my sleeper team.
Yeah.
So this is another one. Seems like a big line. 49ers at the Buccaneers. The 49ers are favored by 6.5.
Okay, so this one, I don't want to upset GV
Please.
and my guy Toyota Mo too. So this is rough, man. This is rough. I mean, I go back to the Joe Montana days. So at least again, another professional foot. You guys are lucky. Professional football organization, a real football organization, the 49ers. However, I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan, and I'm going with the Buccaneers in this when they need it. And they're good enough. Not sure what their record. Oh yeah, 4-5. They're better than that. So are the 49ers though. 4-4.
Yeah.
Yikes. So they need it too. I'm gonna go with Mayfield. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
What is Christian McCaffrey gonna do on his first game, George?
100 yards rushing, 20 carries, 15 carries, 100-yard rushing, at least a touchdown, and the Niners roll. Take the Niners and the points. That's just my opinion. I don't think the problem is Cap. I'm not sure if Mike Evans is playing this game, and I don't know what the status is on their wide receivers. And secondly, the issue I have going with the Bucks is they just played Monday night, and the Niners are coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in favor of the Niners, and especially with McCaffrey coming back. And how is I haven't looked at his stats. How is Purdy doing this year?
He's doing pretty well, I thought. He had one stinker of a game against the Chiefs, and also, he had a couple of bad drops against I think Jennings dropped like some passes, and I don't know who else was the guy against the Rams dropped a few passes. They should be better than their record, but the record they are what they are, right?
You are, as Bill Parcells said.
That's right. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I agree with Bill.
Right.
Yeah, I like the Niners in this game.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
And then
Vikings at the Jaguars. Jaguars are getting 7. The
Jaguars are okay. Yeah. So I'll go Vikings and the points on this one.
Yeah.
Another disaster. This is just painful to see Sam Darnold and the stats that he has that I'm looking at there with the 17-7. He couldn't. I mean, this guy, when he was playing with the Jets, would throw. He'd be running out of bounds, towards the sideline, and he'd throw into triple coverage across his body, and he'd get picked off. He was horrendous, but that's the organization. So it's hard for me to. It's actually hard for me to actually, look at Sam, and he has the height. He always had the physical kind of body and tools, but he just, like every other quarterback that goes to die on the Jets, he sucked, right? Zach Wilson, same thing. So it's hard for me to get over that. But 2-7 Jags, I don't even know their quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh,
But I
oh,
don't
that's a
think
matchup. Interesting.
but I think he's injured. I think he might be scratched.
Yeah, he hurt his thumb. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Vikings.
I think Matt Jones is playing. I
Mac
think.
Jones is playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vikings. All three of those same quarterback year, same quarterback class.
yeah.
Yep. Correct.
Vikings.
I'll go Mac Jones and the Vikings. Titans at the Chargers.
Chargers in the points.
Chargers are getting
They're-
Titans are getting 8.5.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
big
Still
line.
take that. I don't think. I don't think Titans are going to score a touchdown this game.
Okay.
I just don't see it because the Chargers defense. I've been watching them quite a bit recently. Their defense looks buttoned up.
Yeah.
Solid.
I have to go with Chargers and look at Herbert's stats: 10 TDs to 1 pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Herbert's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Logan Hall, but
Yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah. Well, Logan still has his grill stream, so
Yeah, he still has the girls.
That's true. I can't even watch it because it's embarrassing how he outgrills me every step of the way.
I look at this and I'm like, damn, I got to make a trip to Nashville when he's doing his grill stream just to sample it, you know?
Yeah,
exactly.
Then we got the Eagles at the Cowboys.
Oh, Eagles. Cowboys don't have a quarterback. They don't have a defense. Yeah.
Cowboys are getting 7.5. The Cowboys look horrible.
Yeah, and they don't win at home, so.
Got to go Philly. Got to go Eagles. Touchdown Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm picking the Eagles. And then your game, Cap, we got the Jets at the Cardinals. The Jets are 1.5 point favorites.
Yeah, they are favorites. They are favorites. So there's a guy I work with. He works. He basically he's a big time bettor, like gambler, on all these odds and stats. And he said, "Yeah, Jets were getting 2, I think, on Friday." And I talked to him, and he goes, "Yep, he's taking money line Jets." Here's my sleeper. Here's my sleeper. I'm going Jets. I'll tell you. Here's what the Jets do for whatever it's worth. Historically, they tease you enough, right? So they need to win like 1 or 2 more games to make you feel like they actually are in the mix, and then they'll completely collapse, right? So what's going to happen? What I think could happen in this game, I actually think the Jets could surprise. They're coming off the Thursday game. Rodgers has extra rest, and he actually looked pretty damn good in the last game. Like people were saying, I almost like walked away and said I'm not going to be a fan anymore after the drop, touchdown at the 1. I honestly said that's it. I can't do it anymore, guys. It's too painful, right? I can't watch inept, play. So I'm going Jets. I'm going for them to cover. I think they could have a blow, whatever they call it, a breakaway game, like one of these 14-point runaway games.
Yeah.
Breakout game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as a Niners fan, I'd love to see the Jets win, but I bet against Cardinals too many times, and they're at home. And they've always got me, because I keep rooting against them because they're in the first place in the NFC West, and I need a loss for my Niners to get in first place. So I'm gonna go Cardinals in the points. I hope you're right, though, Captain. I hope you're right, but I hope you're right.
Well, I also have Rodgers and Wilson on my fantasy, and I'm going up against Jamar Chase, who had like 57 points.
Yeah,
I know. That was.
Actually, I like Captain's logic on this one. I think I'm going to take the Jets this week.
Nice.
I don't think I've picked them yet this year. So,
all right, I'm going Cameron, guys.
All right. And what
just
do you got
to support
left?
Lucha? Yeah, you can see.
There you go. We've got the Lions at the Texans in the Sunday night game.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What's the line on that, Lucha?
3.5 point favorites for the Texans. All right, for the Lions.
Oh, okay.
That is a tough one, huh?
I'm taking the Lions.
Me too. Taking the Lions.
They've been the most dominant team.
When you look at like the season, right? The only team that really gave the Lions a run for their money was the Rams on first game of the year. you know, and they did it without like Cooper Cup and Nakua half the game, you know, and they took them to overtime.
You guys make a compelling case, but just to balance things out, I'm going to go Texans.
Okay.
I'm going NFL parity, and you know, on any given Sunday, or in this case, it is Sunday night or Monday night.
Sunday night.
Okay, gotta roll with the Texans for no other reason than to be contrarian.
Then the last game of the week, you got the Dolphins at the Rams. The Dolphins are 1.5 point, or the Rams are 1.5 point favorites.
I'll go Rams.
The Dolphins haven't, even with Tua coming back, haven't shown me anything.
No.
The Dolphins haven't played an offense like the Rams, and the Rams look good, real good. And they're getting their, you know, because I'm an NFC West guy because I'm Niners fan, so I kind of follow the, you know, the Seahawks and the Rams and the Cardinals. And for the first time since the first game of the year, they're going to have their entire starting offensive line back. So, and I got to believe that it's Monday night. It's in LA. You know, there's not going to be a lot of Dolphin fans in the arena, and they're literally playing for first place almost. You know, so I got to take the Rams and the points on this one. I think I was watching that Seahawks game with the Rams. The Rams defensive line, the young group, the two rookies and the two second-year players look like grown men out there. You know, they look real good. Probably one of the best defensive lines in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Their secondary leaves a little bit to be desired, but their front four looks awesome.
That's incredible. That sets them up well for years to come if they have first and second year line, linemen set up.
But the problem, Cap, is they have really bad linebacker play. They never invest in their linebackers, and their corners are mediocre at best. So if they're not putting pressure on the quarterback, you can pretty much guarantee a 10 to 15 yard completion. You know,
got it. So they have to get home. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going Rams.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking the Rams. So after my stream wraps up here, we will have you guys need to go over to Logan Hall. He's going to be making char siu pork today.
Oh. Lucha, on that note, I've got to step out. I've got some stuff to do. So always great to see you, Lucha. Captain, as always, my friend, it's my honor to be on a stream with you. There's nothing but class when you're ever on a stream. You're like I said, you're one of the OGs in this watch community, and you're a very kind and humble person. So always appreciate your presence on these streams. So have a great weekend. Good luck to your Jets. Like I said, I am kind of rooting for you as a Niners fan to beat the Cardinals, but I don't know, Cap. You're 40-year-old quarterback.
I know.
I just oh God. And you know, I wanted to ask you, you're a huge New York sports fan. Man, it's gotta be awful with the Yankees losing, the Dodgers beating the Mets and the Yankees. You've got the Jets, you've got the Giants, the Knicks. I don't know if you're a Knicks fan, but oh God.
Not really, no. I mean, I'll root for the Knicks. I was a Bulls fan, when I was younger, primarily because of Jordan. Well, actually not primarily, that was the sole reason. And this was before they won championships, but I don't know. Here's the good news. I mean, most Giants fans, I don't hate the Giants or the Yankees because I grew up. This is a longer story, and I appreciate the kind words, and I echo your sentiments. That's the same way I feel about you as being an OG, a class gentleman, and just adding so much to the community. So I respect and appreciate that, and as well as the kind words. I try to make this a positive hobby, right? Environment. So I don't like to get involved in the other stuff. But to your point, I mean, listen, a lot of Mets fans hate the Yankees, and so they don't care. I like to see New York teams do well. So I'll root for the Giants. I'll root for the Yankees. I grew up as a Yankee fan before Steinbrenner traded Reggie Jackson, who's my childhood hero. And it broke my heart because we had Dave Winfield come in, and no one really, gravitated towards him. And so I became a Met fan during the '86 years and the Keith Hernandez, Gary Carter, Darryl Strawberry, Gooden, that whole thing. So I'm more of a Met fan. So, that kind of hurt. And then the Yankees, but they had a great run, and we have a good owner. And again, it's about like who owns the team is important. So what is it? Steve Cohen.
Yeah. And
so
the interesting thing is if New York sports is like doing well and you have the LA sports teams doing well, it's so good for the league, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets you more engaged, right?
Yeah. It was like growing up in LA in the 80s with Boston, LA and the basketball. It revitalized, basketball. And like to see the World Series like do better, because I think one of the games was on Monday night and they outdrew Monday Night Football. I think it was Lucia, it was the Giants Steelers game that they drew them. So it's always nice to see like the big city teams, big market teams like doing well and participating in championships. But Captain, you might not know this quote by George Steinbrenner, but it's one of my favorite quotes. And it's about Dave Winfield. You were talking about Dave Winfield real quickly. He said, well, maybe Dave Winfield shouldn't be known as Mr. July.
Ouch.
Yeah. He regrets that. He regrets letting Reggie go, man. I'm telling you, I know he wanted to re-sign him. The straw that stirs the drink.
Right.
With Reggie.
Oh my God, that is
I love Reggie Jackson.
I think I remember being in Southern California. He was traded to the Angels, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he went to California.
Because he hit his 500th home run in Anaheim at Anaheim Stadium. I remember that.
Yep.
Because I think I was like in 8th grade when that happened. So
he's either hitting a home run or he struck out. That was
there's
no in between.
No
in between.
Well,
incredible.
On that note, have a great weekend, everyone. Be
you
safe.
too, George. Have a great Sunday.
Lucia, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. I love George. What a good guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll be wrapping up here in a couple minutes, and then everybody head on over to Logan Hall's Grill Streams.
Yes.
Pork. That sounds delicious.
Amazing.
That's not easy to make.
Yeah, he's some not only grilling but chef in general, right?
Oh yeah,
he does it all. He's got the egg too, I think.
Yeah. And he like I show meals all the time, like the final what I did.
I've seen that.
But he actually goes through how he has the patience to take you through how to do it, and that's amazing.
So Lucia, real quick, do you on the grill topic? You're a grill guy as well. I'm assuming that you grill or
cook.
Okay.
I do grill, but I'm much more of a cook than a grill guy.
Okay, because I was going to ask you. I guess the answer is probably no. Do you grill? Because we're in the Northeast. I know you're in Pennsylvania somewhere. If you grill during the winter, because winters get cold and we do get snow on occasion, not as much as we used to, but are you grilling outside in the winter or no way?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, good. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just need that flavor.
Yep. Well, I mean, I really need to improve my grill game. It's basically throw the steak on, close the lid, wait it out, 10 plus minutes. So flip it over. I try to less is more, right? Little kosher salt, little ground pepper, and we're off to the races. You ever have that sauce real quick? The which one is it? The Peter Luger's?
I have not.
You ever try that? Or maybe you're making your own. I don't know. but
I haven't tried that. I usually just whip something up, but what is
whip something up? Yeah, easier said than done, Lucha. Whips. Yeah, I use that sometimes, the Peter Luger's. Not on the steak. It's not a marinade or anything. It's just
Yeah.
wait, don't tell me, was that breakfast?
That was breakfast. A little steak and egg.
Holy. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow.
Somebody said, "Why aren't you losing any weight?" I said, "Because I got to show everybody my breakfast on Sunday. I gotta get more."
Well, you can cook it. It doesn't mean you have to eat it, though. You could.
No.
How can you not? That's a great breakfast. Damn, you're doing well.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
But yeah,
damn.
A lot of times I'll make up like a little sauce as I'm, depending on what I'm cooking myself. But I ate at Peter Luger's, it was years ago, and it was amazing steak there.
Yeah. Well, they make their own, or at least bottle it, sauce. After just to not like an A1. It's totally different because it's got a sweet, kind of a sweet flavor to it, and they have it at Peter Luger's. I'm sure you tried it when you were there, but that they bottle that up, and you could find it in any supermarket.
I'll have to check it out.
It's really good. Really good. That looks amazing. Thank you for having me on the stream. I know
it was great to have you on. Please,
great to be here.
Yeah, anytime you're around, listen, pop on. We will talk about anything on this show. So it's not it's mostly watches, but we'll talk about anything, and we just like to have a good time and hang out with good people. That's why like my chat isn't real toxic or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a Sunday morning hang out and BS.
Yep. That's a great stream. I could tell from the chat that everyone, from Kyle D to John D to Thomas Burnett, Patalia, Tan in there, Johnny O, Logan Hall, all quality individuals. Yep. So
I am blessed.
Really
good chat and panels.
Well, I've always watched I've watched your streams going back to when you were starting your streams.
I remember. So I did all those community streams. So that's where everyone kind of met everyone, and when I was off work that summer, and then just kind of brought it over to here. And like I said, it's not, try not to make it a huge deal or high stress or drama. We just, BS about whatever's going on. We have a good time.
Yep. It's hard to find. That's why, I like these streams. It's almost better to keep it, you're not totally secret, but kind of a little bit the low key, relaxed format. Sunday morning,
exactly,
relaxed, no stress.
Yeah, and Sunday morning was basically there were two reasons. A, nobody was streaming on Sunday mornings really, so I wasn't like stepping on anybody's toes. And B, was I figured Sunday morning be a little bit more low key. People won't be as anxious and angry.
Yes, I agree. And then you got George, superstar, all-star
George,
analyst and collector.
George, Brian's been, I think, on a cruise, and they had a pipe show, so we haven't seen him in a few weeks. But Brian's always a great guest.
Yeah, Brian's great.
And, Tan and I want to do a wrestling show, professional wrestling show one day. So hopefully we'll get to do that.
Oh, that should be fun. I didn't realize. So Tan, I know you follow it, right? Because that's part of your.
It's part of my shtick.
Part of your shtick. Is that part of your name too? No, Lucha Batic.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
Lucha.
I'm a type 1 diabetic. I love professional wrestling, and I always on my hockey helmet somewhere would be a luchador sticker. You can see one on here. Hold on. See the lucha sticker on the bottom of my goalie mask?
I do. So, you're a goalie.
Yeah. So I always-
Lucha. So what's a lucha? I see it in your in the corner of the stream as well.
So luchadors are masked Mexican wrestlers.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Lucha, remember Lucha Libre? Lucha,
Yeah.
I think way back when. Is that related to Lucha Libre wrestling when they had Bruno Sammartino and the beginning of WWF, or what they call, I don't know what they called it at the time with Vince McMahon. That's what I remember.
Yeah, you would have the mask guys come on. Those were the luchadors.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Mil
Incredible.
Mask would come on, and some of the other guys, the spoilers, all those guys in their masks. It just made it. So I always liked the mask, and I always thought it was cool to have on my mask a sticker of a mask. I always thought that was kind of cool. So my friends started calling me the Luchabetic.
Okay.
So that's where the name came from.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. No, I like that. And do you follow the current wrestlers as well? The current professional wrestlers?
I follow it. Not as closely as I used to, but I still try and make some time here and there and catch up. I watch some of the highlight shows and stuff, see what's going on. So I can kind of. The important thing is to keep up with the storylines. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
So if you do watch, you're not behind.
Yeah, they're always changed. They're ever changing. If you don't stay on top of that, you're not going to have any idea of what's happening. And well, I remember, again, this goes back quite a bit when I was following it a little more closely. My favorite format was Rod, and I hated him, Roddy Piper. Piper's Pit. The famous, I guess I wonder if it still ranks in the all-time greatest moments of professional wrestling history. The Jimmy Snuka coconut. Yeah. I watched that. Yeah.
That was so good.
That was incredible.
Trying to do that now? I mean,
oh shit!
It'd be banned.
I didn't even think of that.
You get canceled.
Yeah, in this world, yeah. In this world, absolutely. Yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snuka getting smashed in the head with a coconut. That was disturbing.
Yeah. I remember going, when they would come here, it was the old Civic Arena, we'd go the Piper Snuka matches and the Sergeant Slaughter Iron Sheik matches. We had to go. We just had to.
Yeah. Sergeant Slaughter. I remember both, and the Sheik. Yes. Yeah, that's in the Wayback Machine.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff though.
It was
the Attitude Era with like Stone Cold and The Rock and those guys. That was great. And, I was a big Georgia Championship Wrestling before it became WCW. When it was just NWA Georgia Championship, it used to be on TBS every Saturday night. And that's where I learned that's actually where I first saw Roddy Piper before he came to WWF. But like Ric Flair and all those guys, he was,
Ric Flair is incredible. And then who was that other big name in NWA?
Harley Race.
Harley Race was Harley Race was one of them. I'm thinking.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Dusty Rhodes. Yep. I remember Dusty Rhodes.
I think it's cool that his kid took the nickname the American Nightmare, since his dad was always the American Dream. I just think that's such a good nickname.
That is incredible. Yeah. Oh my God. Dusty Rhodes. Yeah. Ric Flair with the woo. Woo.
It was cool.
Yeah. That is amazing. And who's the one? I think it's so I don't know if you follow UFC at all. Colby Covington would come out to a song that was one of the professional wrestlers' theme songs.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, let's look it up. It's in my mind. And I wish I knew what it was. Colby Covington. he was kind of a love-hate, and he still fights on occasion, but he's loved and hated. He was a big, Trump supporter, and he kind of wore that.
Kurt Angle. Yeah, that's right.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another
Kurt
Pittsburgh
Angle.
guy. Yeah.
Is he? Okay. Yeah, he
Kurt
got
Angle.
permission. He got permission, I think, from Kurt Angle to come out, and the crowd. Well, he's a love him or hate him, right? So he could be in the WWE, but someday, but the crowd would either love him or hate him.
So like Kurt Angle, Bruno Sammartino, Larry Zbyszko.
I remember those guys. Larry Zbyszko,
Dominic DeNucci,
Bob Backlund.
Well, I'm trying to think of the Pittsburgh. These were all Pittsburgh guys.
Oh, Pittsburgh guys. Okay, yeah. Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, he was a legend. Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, those were all Pittsburgh guys, and so it was kind of cool to see them, do well.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna need to.
We're gonna have to head on over to Logan.
Let's head on over to Logan and get moving. NFL kicked off. We're 11 minutes in.
Oh, there you go. Hey, it was absolute pleasure to have you on the stream. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and thank you for having me, Lucha. Appreciate it, and appreciate what you do.
Want to jump on? Please don't be shy. Just pop on.
All right, will do.
All right, sir.
You too. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Have a great day.
Guys, what a show. George Varghese and the captain. That was pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Pretty good stuff. It's time for football and girl streams. So I appreciate everybody for coming on. Again, steak and eggs was the breakfast. But the big news of the week, of course, was this baby right here. The new Omega Speedmaster Super Racing, the coaxial master chronometer with Spirate, and the Easter eggs at the 9 o'clock second hand and the 10th date. It's a pretty badass watch. Very, 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 very happy with it. So, as always, thank you guys for popping by. Oh, Johnny O, thank you so much. $5. Thanks, Lucha. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. I made it when I was telling Captain. It's nice. We got a really good chat. We got really good people. Let's thank our people here. We had Billy saying small donation, and a small donation from Donald Trump. We had OC calling for an immediate investigation into where these super chats are being reinvested to. We had George Varghese, who also came out to be a panel. Congrats on the PSU victory over his Washington Huskies. We had Ralph C., who we learned has a former French Army helicopter, which is pretty cool, which is his avatar. We had the captain, another panelist. Good morning. We talked about some of what he's looking at. George, I think, finally convinced him to just get the FB Journe. Patek Philippe, reminding everyone that we had a class panel and that we should have a good week or weekend. And if you're listening, we do need to figure out this wrestling show. And Johnny O, guys, thank you so much. I am humbled by your generosity and your viewership. But head on over to Logan Hall's Grill Streams. If he's making char siu pork, that's not an easy thing to do. So that should be a pretty cool thing to watch. We are going to lucha our way on out of here. And we'll see you next week. And here we'll give one more view of the new guy. Boom. She's thick at 14.9, but it's a cool movement. The bracelet is amazing on this thing. Like I said, my only thing with this watch is, do I want to add one more link in? I like it a little thicker or a little tighter because it is a big thick watch, but we'll see. We'll see what I decide this week. Guys, thank you. Head over to Logan Hall, please. I don't know how to send people over, or I just would. I'll have to figure that out. But